Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the second week of action for the AVGL Collegiate Dota 2 League, where we have some of the best schools and, of course, student athletes playing in this particular league. AVGL Spring 2018, now into game number 2 between McMaster Esports and the Big Red Bears of Cornell. Game 1, 5-man Dota from Cornell, having the Lycan, having great support play between their Disruptor and their Nagasar and absolutely crushing it. We're going to get into the draft here real quick as it is now underway. My name is Mont, with me is Jenkins.
Hello.
Jenkins, what are you expecting out of this second draft?
Well, I was expecting a Naga ban, and yep, there it is.
Yeah.
First ban. They're not even like waiting until third or something, so they're like, oh, can we get the Naga if we can do this? Like, they're just like, screw that. We're not playing against the Naga.
I wish there was a Lycan ban. I think it might have been worth it.
You think so?
I don't know. It was pretty strong. It seems to be getting banned a lot
It was
anyway.
pretty strong, but I think that the supports gave him a really, really good time in the laning phase,
for
and I think
sure.
the Naga did a really good job at zoning with the Riptide and using the net and stuff like that. I think the Naga did really good play. So it just depends on what their take on that game is. Like a lot of the because you can't ban every hero, so a lot of the time people kind of rationalize after losing a game, like oh, it wasn't this, that was just because of this, and so forth. So presumably they just thought, all right, it wasn't the Lycan, it was it was the Naga. The Naga set everything up. The Naga set the laning phase up. So whether or not they're right or wrong, I think it's just that's their take on the game, and that's why they leave the Lycan. So you might be right. They might get punished for it this game.
We'll see if they pick it up again. I mean, there's a chance. McMaster will go for a Rubik, which isn't going to dissuade them from picking a Lycan. It's just going to be the heroes they pick later on into the game. They might have some other ideas to what they want to do. For the Big Red Bears, they might go for a different type of strategy. We'll see.
Rubik is the most picked hero in ESL right now.
With the win rate's like 50% or something, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty decent win rate,
It's
actually.
a pretty good hero
That's
at this
a pretty
point.
decent win rate. I think it's a pretty versatile hero.
But, I mean...
Little bit of a weak laner, though.
Yeah, exactly. That's the issue.
Unless you have killer heroes.
You need to have a hero along with you that can get some good damage.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe another disabled will work with as well.
Because I know in pubs, if I see a Rubik, I'm basically free to pick whatever the heck I want, unless they pick like a CK and a Naga with it, some like ridiculous, stunning killing lineup. But if they do that, it's not because of the Rubik, it's because those other heroes are ridiculous. So I guess it's just the fact that Rubik is very good in the game of Dota right now, in the laning phase, maybe not entirely. He's good setup. He's good setup for heroes.
Yeah, I think so. I like Witch Doctor. I think it's just a strong hero in general as well.
Little weak against Rubik, though, because you can steal the ulti or the cask. Although you can
use the healing.
The heal, yeah, that is true.
Which most Witch Doctor should do, hopefully.
Right. All right. Yeah, you're actually absolutely right. I'm not much of a Witch Doctor.
I think it's good base damage. It's got a lot of potential with the Maledict has been super popular recently, getting like that max Maledict and then some cask levels. Sand King, we'll see where they decide to play him. In the offlane, obviously pretty strong against melee laners. So he does pretty well there. Just a generally good hero also is Sand King right now. So a lot of disable already coming out for the Big Red Bears. So kind of a good start, but a bit different. I mean, we don't see the Lycan. There's still Razor available, by the way, just to throw that out there.
Razor. Nope, that's a clock. Clock is good against Witch Doctor. Maybe not so much against the Sand King, because you can just burrow out of the Clockwork cogs. But if he does burrow, and he, in the early levels, he has pretty small burrow strike range, you can very easily catch up to him with boots and battery assault the heck out of him. Also, hooking into a Sand King and dusting is kind of annoying. I just feel like Clock is one of the better heroes for getting on top of a very annoying split-pushing Sand King. So if this is an offlane Sand King, then he's going to be looking to have a pretty rough game, because Rubik is good with stealing the burrow. Clockwork is good and it's decent. It's decent at catching the Sand King if you want to play that split push style, which is very popular for an offlaner. So I imagine that they might run it as a support because of that.
Yeah, we'll see. And there's still a lot of choices to be made, though. I mean, we haven't seen the big heroes that we saw last game. Razor, Underlord, obviously not being here. So we'll see where they decide to grab these heroes and what we're going to see as bans. I would be surprised to see, Viper ban, interestingly enough. They take it away from Big Red Bears, as they played it pretty well for KDC in the last game. They will have the tiny ban. Tinker is available for Big Red Bears, something you and I talked about.
They do have the last pick, too.
If they wanted to go for Tinker, they could. Again, they're known Tinker spammers, according to some of the AVGL people, and they've done some serious work in the past.
Yeah, their mid player has a 65% win rate with Tinker over like 400 games or something ridiculous like that.
That's pretty.
That is some pretty serious stuff. I mean, good God.
The only hero he plays more is Invoker, so...
What's his win rate with that? It was decent.
I think
right?
it's not as high.
It was decent, but his Tinker win rate was just completely absurd.
Actually, if I can find.
And we would see SF get picked up almost guaranteed for the side of McMaster if it wasn't already banned because of the
56%
clockwork.
win rate on Invoker.
Dude, those are some good pub stats.
I bet he lost a lot of Invoker games recently.
Probably. That's a
hero being lost.
weak hero. Yeah.
He played it twice, lost with it twice.
It's fun. It's a fun hero, but it's weak.
Razor ban, that makes sense. I think it's probably fine.
That's an 80% win rate hero right there with 4th most picked.
Maybe I should just play Razor in the safe lane every game.
Dude, play Razor in whatever the hell lane you want. Play support Razor, for God's sake. You'll probably win.
Fair enough.
That hero's ridiculous.
So we still have a lot of these big heroes available. Again, like we talked about, could be picked up now. I'm not sure that they're going to. If they didn't pick it up in the first phase, maybe they don't want to pick it up in the second phase. What else is there?
Medusa. We got Medusa.
Medusa.
Terrorblade is banned.
Yeah.
Tiny is banned.
Gyrocopter, Jug, both available. Pretty strong team fighters that we've seen a lot of recently.
Gyro is pretty decent against kind of all of these heroes. I mean, except for Clockwork when he gets a Blade Mail, but that's an offlane Clockwork. Support Clockwork very seldom gets a Blade Mail.
Yeah.
And even if he goes for it, it takes a really long time to come online. So I feel like with the commitment that both of these teams have in the team fights, with the Burrow, with the Clock, Gyro will be good. Now Gyro's even better because it's great against the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, the PL pick is going to be interesting.
Can go mid too. PLs are pretty good mid
Doppelganger
against a lot of these.
Pretty good in this game.
So they have one pick. Okay, so the picks they go back and forth right now.
Exactly.
So presumably this is going to be an offlaner because they see the Phantom Lancer, who's presumably a safe laner. So they probably they get the counter pick. A lot of people, I think Nahaz was actually saying that he favors the what is McMaster? Are they their second pick, right?
Their
first pick. Their first pick.
Yes.
Okay, actually, I think he was saying this beforehand, but before it was changed. But I think Nahaz was saying that he really liked the fact that you got 2 counter picks in the second phase. Before that was, I believe, second pick that got that, and now it's first pick, so it's changed.
Yeah, they
but
switched it
in
around.
any case, having 2 counter picks in the second phase is actually really great because you get to see a core before you core. You get to see a core before you core, so you can presumably counter 2 lanes, which means you have to do a flex pick for the side of Cornell. And they did. The Phantom Lancer is a bit of a flex pick. You can throw it mid, you can throw it in the safe lane, but it's not as much of a flex pick as like a puck or something.
People forget how important the draft order is in a lot of the games, and I think people now that in like ranked all pick, it's starting to be like people are starting to counter pick a lot more. So more players that are maybe newer to the game or don't play it as high of level kind of understand that okay, I don't want to pick yet. I want to wait to get my hero. I'm going to play mid laner. I don't want to get countered. You have that kind of mentality now, and of course that makes it more understandable when you see these drafts. You're just like, okay, well they have the next pick. It's a counter pick. Maybe they want to play something that counters PL or something like that. And of course, it makes it a lot more interesting in terms of the draft. Just knowing the pick order and stuff like that is exciting to see what's going to happen for McMaster, what they can do here with the counter pick. And but again, Big Red Bears do have the last overall pick, which means they get the 5th and final pick, which could be something like a lot of the time you'll see last pick be like some sort of crazy hero like Brood or something like that. I don't think it'll be in this game, obviously.
Tinker, but they have a Clock.
Exactly. So I mean, we'll see what they want to pick. There's an Abaddon now picked up for McMaster.
I like the Abaddon against Phantom Lancer. It does pretty well in the lane. Although if PL gets a lead, it can actually be very good against the Abaddon because the thing is Abaddon's good against these kind of like heroes who just harass with these nukes, and then you can. Oh my God.
Remind me later,
Windows.
Thanks for this update.
But you can so the PL basically is pretty decent against Abaddon. If you get enough regen, get enough levels, because he can just sit there and he can do the right clicks with the Phantom Rush. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
But if Abaddon gets a lead, it's pretty Abaddon favored because the PL does not deal well with those shield pops.
Yeah, even Curse of Avernus can kind of be a nuisance to the PL to a certain extent as well. So we'll see how that lane will go for the Abaddon in the off lane.
Abaddon Radiance, if he does eventually pick that up, too, very, very good against Phantom Lancer.
Yeah.
Abaddon in the mid game, very good against Sand King Witch Doctor because these are very high committal heroes. You go in, you fight, you have nothing left, and you're like, oh, guys, what do we do? Because Abaddon uses his ult, right? He soaks up all of that, and you're having a pretty good time on that hero. So I like Abaddon in the game here, and it's pretty good in the laning phase.
Yeah.
Presumably, they have an Abaddon player, too. Luki's the offlane.
I would assume he can play it. It's also generally, it's not that hard of a hero to play to a certain extent. You just have shield on yourself. You got to make sure you can shield people and save their life. You don't want to go in and use
can
your
feed a
ultimate.
bit in the laning phase.
For sure, yeah. I mean, when you want to get a couple levels in shield, and then you start really owning, you get the phase soul ring, like we've seen on a lot of these offlanders. You just start popping shield all the time.
The old soul ring, phase boots, drums.
Yeah,
build.
I mean, the offlane is becoming more.
Hey guys, are you an offlaner? Cut the creeps. Buy a soul ring. Buy phase boots. Buy drums. Hey, you did it.
Literally all you need to do. Maybe throw a stick in there if you're feeling
TI,
confident.
guys.
If you maybe get a stick if you're feeling it.
Oh yeah, if you're looking to get down here, you get a stick. That's real. It's a ridiculous roll right now. It's just such a
Wand is
silly
pretty
roll.
good. Whoa,
It's
the
like
Visage.
Puck and Visage. Okay, I really like the Visage with the Luna. Does the Luna aura go to the
birds?
The birds?
That's a good question. I am not sure. I would assume
They're like kind of hero unit things, although the Drow aura doesn't, but that's because the Drow aura doesn't go to.
we have the technology to look
We
this
do have
up.
the technology.
I'll let you know in a
I'm gonna
moment.
guess that it doesn't because I think it only applies to heroes, and I don't think that the Visage birds are heroes. I think they're hero units.
That's probably true. Familiars, blah 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 blah.
I guess we'll see.
Doesn't say the familiars are creep heroes and ancient creeps.
Okay, so they're
definitely with several spells.
creep heroes, right? Okay,
So probably not.
who knows, guys? It's Dota. There's the last big bird.
I actually literally said that, and I didn't think it was going to happen.
Oh, it's
and it
so
did.
good against these supports. Oh God, I would hate to be McMaster.
Man, this is
I'd be so mad if this was a puck.
this
right
is
now.
upsetting for McMaster. This is one of those games where you're just like, are you effing kidding me? Why? Why would you do this?
You
to me?
can't even solo an Abaddon against it because Brood destroys Abaddon. All you need to do is you wait until you deny until you get level 5 on Brood, and then you run at Abaddon when you're level 5. And the shields, they cannot kill the spiders now because the spiders take 50% less magic damage.
I'm sure this is worse than a tanker in this significant game.
No,
game
this
two.
is abusing last pick to the highest degree possible.
Well, you know, sometimes you got to be. Maybe they're comfortable against the Broodmother. Speaking of comfort, take a look at our Respawn chairs. Respawn is a leading gaming furniture company that makes quality products at an accessible price point for all gamers. Of course, they have plenty of gaming chairs that you can check out on their site, Respawn Products, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and visit their site at respawnproducts.com.
That was the best segue I've ever
Thanks.
heard.
I was thinking of how do I segue this.
Speaking of comfort,
Speaking of comfort,
that was so good.
they are rather comfortable.
They are comfortable. I've been using one. It's the one I have
Yes.
upstairs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's comfy.
Yes, the one you're
Comfy
sitting
chair.
in now actually as well.
It's great because you can just change it however you like.
Yeah,
And I have terrible posture, so
it's actually the best. Like having a gaming chair in general, just having the posture is so important. I talked to Lurker Dipper about this. She's a therapist, physical therapist. So she knows a lot about gaming posture. That's her like specialty. And so having your back sitting up, don't hunch over. Have your arms at like 90-degree angle with the table that you're like sitting at, making sure that you won't get like carpal tunnel that way. It's super important for you to have good posture when you're sitting in some of these gaming chairs for hours on end. If you're playing a lot of Dota, if you're playing whatever, just make sure you just sit in some chairs.
Oh
and
yeah, my tailbone has been hurting lately because I've had bad posture.
You need to get good posture. It's not that hard. I've forced myself for a while to sit myself up straight for the most part, and I'm still getting used to it, obviously, but the gaming chairs help for sure.
Yeah, Zori told me I need to do stretches.
Yeah, he's super into the stretching thing. Yeah, I
He
mean,
is.
that's fine. You could do that too.
He's done that forever.
30 seconds.
So, with that said, we will get into the game. We have, how are these lanes shaping up?
Brood is bottom lane, and there's a Puck middle lane, and Brood is going to block mid.
Visage is mid items, but is he going to go
They're
bottom?
trying to follow the. Okay, they're following the Visage with the Brood, but the Abaddon is following the Brood
So,
as well.
if you set the Brood against the Visage, how does that go for the Broodmother in that
The
particular
Visage
matchup?
is gonna get completely
Destroyed.
demolished, but they're anticipating and they send the Visage bottom. But Brood, like I was saying, Brood actually does perfectly fine against an Abaddon. You just have to play it in a specific way because the shield does magical damage and the spiders, they technically, since the health was reduced and the magic resistance was increased, they kind of take around the same amount of damage, but now they have more regen. So you can regen through the shield before the next shield is up.
This is the strangest mid lane matchup I think I've ever seen, and I've seen some crazy ones in my day. The Abaddon in the mid lane versus the Broodmother with some webs available, but you know, this will be interesting. We'll see how it goes. Abaddon's got good auto attack damage. He's got a good animation, so Bunny might struggle in the beginning of the game for the most part, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, they're going to instead do a dual lane bottom, the aggro dual lane for the Sand King Puck. Puck has good base damage to work with, a lot of damage being dealt to the Visage. He has no Gravekeeper's Cloak. Meanwhile, top lane, Ergonomics getting chased down. Battery Assault coming in. Casca's going to try to go, but it is still First Blood going the way of Vinar. KDC will turn around and get the return kill, but it's not going to be First Blood going their way.
Well, this is definitely the lane that we want to be looking at. It's an aggro lane with a Luna. Although, if this does start going poorly for McMaster, it's going to start going really, really poorly. Because can they really rotate the Visage out of this lane? Can they even rotate the Visage mid against the Brood? Guess we'll see.
I mean, KDC is not getting farm. It is only the first minute and a half. They might find Vinar. The Sand King is
Clockwork.
rotated up. They have the Burrow Strike. They're going to use another Spirit Lance in one. They don't even need it to get the kill. And now you can probably get a little bit further up in the lane and get some more last hits. They were chasing down the Rubik. I don't think they want to. They're going to try to find December instead. They've got the Mango. Burrow Strike is available. Good telekinesis, though. That's a good telekinesis, but the cast still gets off in time. They're going to find the Luna. 2 quick ones for the Big Red Bears. And, of course, they will claw down that Luna. Nicely done.
This is not what you want to happen when you have an aggro like this in lanes that depend on the aggro going well. So many times in pubs, I've played and told my team to go aggro because I want to lane against somebody, and then they just feed, and it's like, well, guys, we can't rotate these lanes because if we do, we'll all feed then. And that's kind of one of these situations where they can't rotate out of this lane and they know it. So I suppose they just got to play the defensive game and just kind of try to go for the last hits instead.
Yeah, get the Luna farm.
Although as I say that, this PL is actually getting...
Maybe they get the kill. They can find the Fable. They get the
doppel.
telekinesis. They have the battery assault. He has doppel, but he's got stick charges. He can't actually do it, and the Lucid Beam will come through. He has no doppelganger available, so yeah, he wouldn't be able to get out of that. Even if he did, I think he probably dies still.
I thought he was saving the point, but he's actually level 2 because he's been splitting the XP in his lane.
Okay, so they get the kill. I mean, yeah, they lose the Luna and another hero on top, and that's kind of unfortunate, but, you know, at the very least, they're keeping the attention of the Sand King in the top lane and of the other supports as well, which is pretty nice, so they can't go off and get experience.
Yeah, because although the thing is, these other lanes are going so well. Actually, the Switch Doctor is...
He's mega dead, it looks like. He has no stick charges, good Burrow Strike, but it doesn't have December, good cask. They'll probably get a return kill. Battery Assault comes in, they have another Spirit Lance, though. Phantom Rush is on cooldown, though. They need another Burrow Strike. It's up in 2 seconds.
Ooh, nice
the Cog
cogs.
pushback, and that'll do it. The Cogs just came off cooldown, able to get him out of trouble. And another kill in that top lane. So the aggro tri lane getting a few kills. The PL is at 6 last hits. The Luna is at 7. The good news is that this Abaddon is getting great farm in the mid lane. Again, he has very good animation and a lot of damage, plus a Quelling Blade to work with. Obviously, this lane gets a little bit harder once the Spiderling starts stacking it, but he takes more damage. But the Aphotic Shield will certainly help in that regard. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised this lane is going so poorly for the Bird. I mean, it's not exactly going poorly. I mean, but the Abaddon's doing really well. The thing is with this lane is that you have to have played this a lot of times to really realize what the timings are. It's a very obscure, weird matchup. Like if you run the Spider Ites, whatever the small ones are at Abaddon, he'll kill them, but he can't kill the Spiderlings. So you really have to abuse that in the matchup. But it's not the easiest thing. Although he is clearly looking at the mana pool of the Abaddon, seeing that he has no mana and running the spiders at him, which is exactly what he needs to do. This is kind of a matchup, like you said. The Brood comes online a little bit later. Once you get to like that level 5 mark, you have a lot of Spiderlings.
But the Abaddon shouldn't die once he hits 6. He's already got that pretty much.
This is kind of the timing. Like he could run the spiders at the Abaddon right now, and the Abaddon might die.
Has another Aphotic Shield, but no Soul Ring. He has 5 wand charges, which should be enough for another Aphotic Shield. So, that is an unfortunate time.
Oh, no, that's really unfortunate because it looked like he was actually
going to go for it,
committing.
I thought.
Yeah, it looked like he was committing.
And he like mismicroed the Spiderlings, and I think that was because he did DC.
Yeah, I was looking, I was like, oh man, he should have gone. But
he said this in the last game. He's playing on a laptop, which is pretty impressive that he's able to do so well. I mean, I guess you do too.
Hey man, I play on a laptop.
Yeah, but the thing is, maybe I'm thinking like he plays on the laptop itself and not using a gaming keyboard and like just using a regular mouse. But he probably has another monitor, a gaming keyboard like you do, like the setup that you have.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it'd be really hard to play on a laptop. Your hands are like super far out.
It's awkward. I've played on it before.
You like you hit the trackpad by accident. It's like, oh god.
Yeah, I did like we went for Captain's Draft 3 in Arizona. I was at Sunsfan's house. I played like 1 or 2 games of Dota on the laptop. It was awful. It's just, and I haven't really. I try playing it sometimes, but it doesn't really work out.
It's not worth it, man. It's not worth losing MMR over.
Yeah, that's why. Well, I don't play solo ranked anyway, so.
Well, still, you still got MMR.
But
it's not worth losing the pride.
Exactly true. So for now, though, Luki is about to get to 6 and a couple of last hits. Yeah, he's taking some damage.
Brood looks like he's coming online.
He wants to dive this. I think he can get this kill even with the Aphotic Shield. He's got another spawn Spiderlings. They're going to get this kill. Maybe it's going to be close. The spawn Spiderlings will come out. They just need 1 or 2 more hits, and he gets the wand charge. They've got another set of webs drop down. The Aphotic Shield comes in. It was not enough damage for Bunny. Very close, but unfortunate that he couldn't quite get that kill. And now
he knows the
timing.
That is the timing.
Top lane, there's a big fight happening. They've got the battery assault. The Witch Doctor is dead again. This time the Clockwork might not be able to get away. Good Lucid Beam, maybe they will. They're actually going to try to turn on KDC, who gets pushed back under the tower. The Lucid Beam coming in from Luna, now level 4, getting that second point in the Lunar Blessing. So
they've done a really good job turning this lane around, actually.
This isn't going not that badly for the Radiant team. I mean, this is a Broodmother that could have gotten online and just crushed.
Yeah.
But it's not quite happening the way maybe he would have liked it to.
You know, this top lane, I really think that the wand usage from McMaster has been excellent, and unfortunately Sand King has been saving up for these These mana boots, Witch Doctor can afford a wand, so they don't have wand charges to use like McMaster.
Lucid Beam, KDC has to Doppelganger. They're going to try to chase him, though. They have no lift, but still KDC taking some damage. Now they've got the Maledict on Vinar. They're trying to find a Burrow Strike. It's not enough mana, though. He was close, but he's still about 15 away. He has to get his Arcanes
he's
now,
got his
though.
Arcanes, though.
So you could Arcane up and try to take another fight here if you're the Dire team, and we'll see if that's going to be the case. In the meantime, we haven't really talked about the bottom lane, but it is level 6 for the high-end Visage. Meanwhile, Solar is at level 5, interestingly enough. So the Visage is doing quite well.
Wow,
So, in fact, these lanes for McMaster are going exceedingly well in comparison to what we thought was going to happen.
Yeah, that's actually interesting that the Visage is winning this. Puck has a lot of base damage on the Visage. More action in the top lane.
December, the Wand Charge comes out. They don't have much mana left on the PL. They've got Sandstorm, and now they might find PSS. They drop the Sentry, and this is going to be a turnaround kill. And what was going to be the Luna is now not anything. They were getting caught on the Witch Doctor, so he got pushed out of lane. He has to go home, and now KDC is alone up in the top lane. So this is a 1K lead, almost 1.5K for McMaster, and they're in a much better position than they were in the last game. You have an Abaddon who is essentially free farming. He's 42-4. He's holding this Broodmother at bay. The Brood is farming this triangle camp, which you see a lot. I do see also a lot of Broods go onto the other side of the river and farm Ancients like over here, like these camps.
Good, yeah, it's good.
Like these camps over here for the
Yep.
Dire team. So
Yep, it's just a little more dangerous, that's all.
yeah.
But yeah, you can do that. Luki's doing a really good job in this middle lane actually. If you aren't very aware of that timing, you'll usually get caught off guard by it feed, and then once Brood has a couple levels on you, there's no way to lane that. Even with the Brood counter, you can be on Legion, you can be on Abyssal Underlord, you can be on Abaddon. Brood is going to outlane you if you do give him those kills. And
Yeah.
Luki, understanding that, he's playing really well around this. And now that he's got these levels, I mean, it's
Ask,
not so much an
December,
issue.
Burrow Strike, and they finally get a kill. They've rotated in the Witch Doctor, but PSS is still low. Lucid Beam, they finally rotate in the puck, trying to find a Dreamcoil. He's got it. They want December. They will finally find the kill. Can they find Bryn City as well? Looks like finally they'll be able to get 2 kills going their way this time. Yes, they lost their Sand King, but at least the puck rotates in, gets a lot of farm for himself. Will work onto an Aquila, interestingly enough, and now get back to farming. Meanwhile, Bunny about to die to Luki. Luki has to get into the trees. He does have no borrowed time. This might be the kill. The Insatiable Hunger, and he's going to get dropped. We were just singing his praise, but Bunny will come in and do a great job getting that Insatiable Hunger off, getting the kill, and now he has a medallion to work with, and a Solar Crest will be coming out shortly as well.
Now is when the Brood gets spooky. After that first kill,
Now you have, look at this tower get dropped. Oh, they have the glyph, but there's still no Abaddon for another 12 seconds. He'll get a lot of damage. I don't think he'll get the tower kill because he doesn't want to have his Spider Wings tank it.
yeah, he doesn't want to lose the spiders because if you have a bunch of Spiderlings and you're against an Abaddon, you can really shred through those shields, back off, wait for the next shield to pop, shred through that, and you can rinse and repeat with the regen. Eventually, he'll run out of mana, even with the Soul Ring.
Right.
So yeah, not opting to not lose the spiders there to the tower, I definitely think is a decent choice.
So now he has eclipsed the Abaddon by about 300 net worth. It's still pretty close. Down to the bottom lane, they're going to try to go on high end. They've got the Waning Rift coming in. They've got a good Grave Chill, though.
Oh,
He'll resummon his Familiars in PSS. He's going to use the Sandstorm to keep himself alive. But there's the Familiar drop. Burrow Strike is up in 1. He might be able to get away. There's the Dream Coil. They want this kill. I don't think he's going to be able to get it, but what was going to be a 2-for-1 and trying to get high end is instead going to be the Sand King barely living at this point.
Oh, he got one of the Familiars. That's actually a really big deal because that's a Familiar cooldown of 2 minutes.
I think he got the last hit, though, is the unfortunate thing. But yeah, he did get the kill.
Whatever.
Bunny getting rotated on here by a couple of heroes. Venar's level 3. No way.
He doesn't care.
I don't think he can get this kill, I'm pretty sure.
Broodmother doesn't die in this game, period, basically. Like, there's no point at which Brood won't have items. I mean, unless he does something really, really risky. But it's so hard to kill this Broodmother hero with Clockwork and with Rubik. Rubik just gets shredded. Clockwork, he puts down the cogs.
I mean, Rubik,
spiders
you just
don't
die,
care.
I think, if he walks in.
Yeah, at least you can stun the spiders with Rubik. With Clock, you can't do anything.
So they have the Midas for the Abaddon. He clearly is invested in getting to something like this Radiance, which we talked about being a pretty good item. Insatiable Hunger will come out. He does have the borrowed time. He'll have another Aphotic Shield. Bunny might just be dead. He needs to run, actually. He will make it away, but Luki, he wants to pop the borrowed time. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it, though. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so...
Oh, wait, this Soul Ring pop borrowed time? I didn't know that.
I guess.
Huh. Well,
is that what happened? I didn't see it.
It looks like it, yeah.
Oh, no, that's a dead kill onto the puck. Whatever. All right.
Ooh, that was a solo kill, too.
Yeah.
That is, this is going to be a scary, scary Visage.
Oh, my God. Look at Luki and Bunny. I think he might just die here to the Broodlings.
Yeah.
He needs another spawn
Oh,
spiders.
nice deny.
Oh, good deny. That was nice.
That is a nice deny, because that's a high-level kill he would have just got.
Meanwhile, top lane, they're going to kill into Vanar. They're trying to find more here. They're looking for December instead. They're going into two different heroes at this point. Prince City's trying to back up. December's going to get the Spirit Lance on him. The Lucid Beam will come in. They have another Burrow Strike. They will use it, and should be a kill. He has wand charges, and he can't get him off in time, though. That was nicely done. They get off the kill. It's a double kill for KDC coming in. I think the Maledict did a lot of damage there. So 2 quick ones, and now BRB getting a bit of an advantage, kind of bringing the game back into their favor.
You know, one thing we forgot to talk about actually a little bit is the fact that Luna does so well against the Phantom Lancer because, or sorry, the opposite. Phantom Lancer does really well against Luna because the Luna can't use her ulti as effectively.
Yeah,
and that's
true.
a huge part about that hero is that it's this kind of early game pushing hero that can also fight. But against a Phantom Lancer, you don't really care, you know. And the Puck actually just used orbs, so this is pretty dangerous. You have to use coil.
He had a Dream Coil. He might lose his tier 1 tower on the bottom lane as well. This Visage,
He's playing. He's doing good, dude.
We've seen a couple of teams like OG especially pick it for no-tail a few times. Meanwhile, Brent City's going to get dropped in the top lane by Ergonomaniac with, of course, KDC
This is
coming
when they
in.
need to leave the aggro because it's too like.
It's too much. This
It's too
PL's
dangerous
big.
to be up here against high-level
Burrow
heroes.
Strike is up. He should have the range after the Spirit Lance, but no, the cog pushed back yet again. We're really well done. That could have been another big kill going the way of to the Cornell Big Red Bears.
Brood is going on the Abaddon. Abaddon has to pulp the ulti.
Brood still has insatiable hunger. He has Spiderlings. He's got his Solar
He's
Crest done if he
He's
wants
got
to buy it.
the incapacitating bite now too, so he can actually really run down. One thing that's really nice to do against these heroes that have these AoE abilities against the Broodlings is that you just run them down with the insatiable hunger and bite,
Yeah.
and then you put the Broodlings in afterwards. After they use kind of all their, they blow their load, you know, you can really go in afterwards.
Yeah, this Brood is going to be pretty strong now. December getting kind of run out again. This PL starting to do a lot of damage just on his own because he has Keela, he has Treads. He doesn't have a kill yet. It's still flying out of the courier.
Oh, December, kind of really up. I mean, but they don't have any knowledge that it's just December up here alone. I mean, there's the Rubik, but he's nearby, and he's not close enough. Like if they went on him there, he's dead.
So the tier 1 tower was dropped in the bottom lane. The Puck is working on a Veil. It looks like I think he actually might have it on the courier or something like that. He just bought double null and Treads. Maybe he just bought those items. Meanwhile, they will find PSSSS. They need one auto attack. It's the Lucent Beam instead that gets the kill. December, the Eclipse comes out, but again, this is exactly what you were talking about. Plus, you have the creep camp there, which is not great. Dream Coil onto 2. Vanar's in trouble. He has cogs in 1. He will use them. I don't know if that's going to keep him alive. The Sounds comes out. They've got the Clockwork. Now they're working on Brent City. A double kill for Solo, and he gets a triple kill for Solo. So he just kind of owned that fight as he came in at the perfect time. He had 0 gold as he TP'd up. Now he has 600, and he is going to hit this Veil rather soon.
Yeah, that's one great thing about having a Puck in the side lane when you're running an aggro versus aggro is that, okay, this Abaddon actually might die here after his ulti's gone.
They hit him too many times.
They
He's
have
full
the
HP.
Rubik TPing in.
They're coming in. They have the illusion.
Everybody TPing in.
This is dangerous if you're the Dire team. Solar, he orbed aggressively.
Oh,
and I think he's dead now.
Nice orb by Rubik.
Yeah, so you need to back up. PSS is also pretty low. He needs to get out of there.
There's his kill streak on, unfortunately for him.
And meanwhile, the Visage is just farming bottom. He has Phase. He's got a medallion. He's working on a Hooded Defiant, or rather, excuse me, Helm. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that's good. That's a lot of micro.
Ergonomic is going to get dropped again. And suddenly this 5-man comes out of nowhere for McMaster, and they're going to start pushing him to this tier 2 tower. So
yeah, that's the Abaddon.
This is pretty good timing, and all of a sudden they gain a 2K advantage back in their favor.
Well, that's I mean, I suppose that's what happens when you lose a couple of kills here and there to heroes like Abaddon with the passive, and then Luna with the passive.
Ooh, Brent City is dead. Brave Chill will come onto Bunny, but he's fine.
Rubik.
They will still try for this tier 2 tower. They're going to get it with the Visage. They're going to try for December. Lucent Beam coming out. He has no Eclipse. They get off the Aphotic Shield. Might be enough. Good Burrow Strike onto 2. December still dead. Now they're going to Epicenter. This is going to be the Clockwork down. High end doing a lot of damage.
If they can get the Visage, this is huge.
Yeah, they're going to try to. He's going to go for the TP, and I think he might actually make it. No, just the last auto attack from KDC will get the job done. It's now 4 dead. It's about to be a 5th. Yes, they get the tier 2 tower, but they lose so much for it. All 5 dead. They lost both supports on Cornell. They don't care. Surprisingly enough, though, there's still a 1K advantage after that fight. But maybe if they get this tier 1 tower, things will even up a bit more for Cornell.
They got 2,000 gold and 4,000 XP.
And somehow this Luki is still significantly higher than most of the people in this game.
Oh, it's all those spiders, man. He is.
They can't even get the tier 1 tower. Solar is just dead, maybe. He has to jaunt back, and he will.
Oh, the beam on the Brood.
Telekinesis.
But Brood can just walk out of the cogs.
The cogs of the battery cells.
He does not care.
Brood is so hard to deal with. He's been holding on to 3,900 gold. He might not get. Yeah, he's getting a Radiance. I was just going to say he's going to get a Radiance. Makes sense. Going to get him some decent farms. Going to help a lot in these fights.
It's really good against these heroes who deal well with the spiderlings too. Like you're not like when you go for the Solar Crest. I mean, of course you right click for a lot of brood, more so going into the lake. But really, the Solar Crest has that kind of double. It's doubly as effective because you're spiderlings. But you know, against these heroes that can very effectively deal with them, like the glaives and the Abaddon shield. You know, you can focus more on being kind of that hero that's just he can get kited around in these fights, sure, but who cares? Because he's you know, he's got the Radiance burn. So I really like the Radiance here. I like that he skipped the Solar Crest. Also, the Solar Crest. The Solar Crest, really, you only get like 3 additional armor reduction.
Right.
And the evasion. I mean, nobody has evasion yet on this team. And his evasion, I mean, he's not dying already. So
he'll get the Solar Crest soon enough anyways. Meanwhile, on the top lane, KDC is in. He's got his Diffusal, and Vinar is probably dead.
That is
good
a
launch
Diffusal.
charge, and that's going to do it. The Eclipse coming in, though, they'll find Ergonomic at the very least, but that's all he gets with the Eclipse, and it's 2 dead, and High End needs to run. He can't really afford to fight this. Where's the Abaddon? He's nowhere near there. He's in the bottom lane. They might dive this. They've got another Burrow Strike. The Diffusal will come out. Burrow in 1 second. Good stone drop from the Familiar. Might keep him alive, but the Burrow comes in. The Veil will get dropped down. The Illusion of the Waning Rift, and there's no TP from the Abaddon. He is just running around doing his own thing. There is, of course, no tier 1 tower to TP into, but still, him not being there
taking
turns
the middle
that fight.
tier too as well with the
Oh yeah, he's just gonna get this. Glyph is available. No, it's not available. They don't have it up, and they're gonna get the tower. Deny won't be there in time. The Broodlings, they'll get back. He feeds a couple of them away to the Aphotic Shield, but that is his Radiance. It just gets finished just like that.
Man, this is what I was worried about with taking the Luna into the aggro. Your carry becomes such a liability when you because basically Visage is the carry in this game, right?
Yes.
So they're doing this weird thing where Visage is feeding a lot of net worth because he thinks that he needs to fight, which he should. I mean, he should fight. He's got make space for the Luna, but he's dying in these fights, which means he's a hero who's giving a lot more net worth. Fighting because he's basically the carry fighting, but then Luna's dying as well, so Luna's not taking the space that he's making. It's just this catastrophe that can happen.
It's this inflated net worth because he's in that safe lane.
Exactly.
Now, getting a lot more gold away is what you're talking about. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's always this huge issue with when you run an aggro like this, and I mean that's why a lot of people don't run aggros these days because it's hugely risky. You basically need to win all 3 lanes for it to be worth it.
And this is before they have blink daggers on their heroes. Sand King's about to have his literally after this camp. The Puck is working on his own again after this wave more than likely. So you have this Abaddon. He was involved a lot, then he wasn't there for that fight, and now you're going to have to fight into double blink on the Puck and on the Sand King.
Yeah.
More damage to deal with, more initiation potential to deal with, and this is becoming a lot more difficult for McMaster.
If you put a gun on my head and said, Jenkins, does Puck and Sand King have a blink dagger already? I would say yes,
Yeah.
because they've been hitting such good burrow strikes and such good Puck ultis, Puck silences in these fights that I would say that they probably I thought they already had blinks, but they've just been.
Well, this is Veil first Puck, so he slowed things down.
I think the reason they've been hitting really good ultis is, I mean, obviously they've been playing exceptionally well, but also because McMaster has been committing to these fights really hard.
Maybe too hard. Well, at least the Luna and the Abaddon get a couple of last hits with the Broodlings coming out, and Bunny's pretty low, but he still will get a kill onto the Clockwork, so it's more gold going the way of the Broodmother. Level 16 now. Highest level in the game, of course, 1 level above the Abaddon, despite having a Midas to work with. In the meantime, Visage working on his Solar Crest. They'll try to split push, which makes a lot of sense. Slow things down, get this Luna a bit more farm to work with. She's behind the Puck right now. Sand King is a little bit behind her, or actually pretty behind her for the most part. And we'll see if BRB want to try to up the ante and try to push a bit harder in this game. We'll try to find some more kills. They have the cast. Luki Aphotic Shield. That'll get broken. He's going to try for the TP. Cast was already used. That's the borrowed time coming out.
He can't TP now.
Now he has no TP, and he's probably dead. Borrowed time about to be none as the Burrow Strike comes in. The Aphotic Shield. Trying to get the kill on Ergonomic, but it won't be able to get it. Broodling, rather, Spider is pretty low, the Broodmother, but the Death Ward coming out. Aphotic Shield coming in actually gets the kill. And the deny. All right, that's fine. And they get the kill on the Sand King. What is happening? Cornell, why? Why? Just, why?
Oh, that bait from Lukey,
That was
dude.
pretty sick, yeah.
Is
that
it
was
Lukey? I might say.
Lukey, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah, sure
I know him from pubs. I don't know what his name. He's never corrected me. Anyway, geez, the bait with the shield after shield after shield after shield. It was just, they slowly ticked down to the point where they're like, oh, guys, can we do this? And it was too late.
I tried going for the Death Ward, and then he gets a Aphotic.
He denied, too. I just realized he denied.
He denied. They didn't even get the kill. They lost 3 heroes. He denied himself. That literally probably kept them in the game for another 5 minutes. So not that they were ever really out of it necessarily, but it feels like the game was slipping away from them. And then all of a sudden, they get those 3 kills, and that is so big.
That's so funny.
It's incredible for them at this point. So now they get the Luna more room to work with. They get the Visage to continue the split push. He was doing it in the top lane, now working at the bottom lane. He's got 3,000 gold. I'm not sure what he's going to go for.
If you're in this game, there's just this like fog of pressure, and it was just relieved by the Abaddon.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Basically single-handedly. He's just like, all right, guys.
Oh, we're going to fight. Burrow Strike. Venar's going to get caught. Good lift telekinesis. Bryn City has a blink dagger already, but still, it's not going to matter as Venar is more than likely going to die. But here we go. KDC's got to get out. He's not dead yet. They will get the Burrow Strike coming in. PSSS is going to get caught and killed. It's a 1-for-1. Now the Abaddon coming in. A double kill for Bunny, though, on the other side as they'll bring down the Rubik. Now they're working for Luki. He's completely out of it. He's got a soul ring to work with, but Bunny has to get out of there. The Bird's doing too much work here.
There's
the
no
caster
shrine.
bounce through. They need to back up. They're really low at this point. Solar is on, and he can fight if he would like to, but again, there's just not enough HP for the Brood or for the PL to fight in this stage of the game.
Yeah,
right now,
the HP has really been an issue, which presumably is why he picked up this drum, because he's like, all right, they're literally doing enough magical damage that by the time we kill them, they kill us. So let's go a little bit more on the HP, and then maybe we can fight. And they tried, and I mean, it did go a lot better than the last time they tried to kill the Abaddon, but still, yeah, they need a lot more HP to work with, really.
There's a giant wave bottom that they're going to try to work with here, I think. They want to get at least a little bit of chip damage on this tier 3 tower, I would
imagine. If they're not ready on the side of BRB, this is going to be a lot of damage.
They should all have TPs. I think they do.
KDC has
KDC does not have a TP.
He does.
Or does he?
Yeah, it's in his bottom left side.
Okay.
They've got...
But this is... Their racks are just going to fall here if they're not careful. They have no glyph. There's a giant wave here, and the glyphs are coming out. This is a problem. All of a sudden, BRB are in trouble. They're kind of wrapping around here. They have a couple of heroes in the back lines with the Broodmother. But it is going to be a kill going to on Venar. Now they've got the Burrow Strike. They're trying to find high end. They might lose racks here, yeah. Luki's trying to fish it off at will. They've got the Eclipse coming out. They're actually about to find the PL. This is all of a sudden really bad for Cornell. They're about to lose their Phantom Lancer, and they do. This is the perfect timing coming out from McMaster. The Blink Epi coming in. They might bring down the Rubik, but that is it. And Broodmother cannot fight. He's just taking too much damage from the Abaddon and from everybody else. They'll almost lose the full set of racks. They will lose the full set of the racks to the Siege Creep coming out. That is disastrous for the Dire team, for Cornell. It was looking so even, and all of a sudden they take one fight where they lose 3 heroes against the Abaddon, and then they just push bottom with this gigantic wave, and they're able to take racks, seemingly out of nowhere.
What a call to go for that on that wave. Nobody was dead. Nobody was injured. Nobody didn't have a TP. They were just like, guys, we've a Luna, we've an Abaddon. Let's go for this. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, the puck, did you say? The puck was not there because he had a TP cooldown, and he killed the clockwork. I don't think they really cared about that, though.
Okay, so that
he couldn't initiate. He couldn't be the one to start the fight.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I mean, they tried with the Sand King, and they just...
And then on top of that, having a siege wave that was huge.
That was it had 3 or 4 range creeps. They had, obviously, all of the other... You know, they had the Visage Birds. They had the Helm of the Dominator creep, I'm sure, was there.
Right.
Abaddon does a lot of damage to work with now. He's actually working on Assange. Full Halberd is coming out here in a moment. This is, I think, now McMaster's games to lose, despite the fact that they're only up less than 1,000 gold. I mean, getting 1 set of racks is not the end of the world for the Dire team, but it just feels like they have the momentum on their side. They have a Luna to work with. They have her getting a BKB here in a moment, so I don't know.
They need BKBs on the side of the Dire. Like, they're just taking way too much damage from this Abaddon, these fights, and from the glaives. It's just all residual kind of like poke damage. They're getting slowly poked to the point where it's like, oh, we actually can't fight. They really need those BKBs.
They have one being built in the Brood who's getting kind of close.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad
Manta. I don't know if he's gonna want to get a BKB, but
God, maybe next. We see a lot of players in the tier 1 not region. Tier 1 teams. A lot of tier 1 teams rushing BKBs right now for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Just very good against a lot of the heroes in the meta right now. And good better in the early game now too because of the changes made to it. But you know, still just as good at this point. Like when you get it, it's better now because the cooldown is lower.
Yeah, this is BKB centric sort of meta at this point in Dota 2. So
yeah.
I'm excited to see how it's going to go for the Luna. Again, we need that one for the Broodmother before Cornell at this point.
The birds don't get the Luna aura, by the way.
Okay.
I was looking at that.
That would be pretty.
That'd be
pretty. If they did.
That'd be pretty broken.
Yeah, it would be pretty insane.
Be pretty broken.
So you have Rubik with a Blink Dagger now. You have a lot of good stuff on this Abaddon who has picked up his halberd. There's now a Solar Crest on the Visage. You just grabbed that, plus an Orchid after he got that last fight. Here we go, though. Hook shot's going to go in. They're going to try to find this fight. Meanwhile, Solar's in trouble. He has Dreamcoil available. Bryn City taking a lot of damage, but the PL is getting super low. He's going to have to doppel away. He's taking too much damage. He doppeled into the cogs, but he's still alive for now. But December comes in with a BKB. The Eclipse will go through. They'll find a double kill for Bunny, but he gets dropped down. The Eclipse doing too much damage. PSS is on the run. They have Solar as well, but he's going to be able to jaunt away in time and make it out. But I don't know if the Sand King is going to be as lucky. He'll burrow himself out. He's got Burrow and Blinken too, rather.
He's got movement speed talent,
He will get out of there, but that is a big fight. The BKB reveal doing so much damage, obviously, with the Luna Eclipse coming out, doing plenty of damage.
Let me tell you something about Brood
Mother.
Mother. Let me tell you something about Brood. There's these games where you play in Brood, and you think you're strong, and you try to fight, and then like that, you vanish.
Yeah.
And that's because you don't have a BKB. That BKB timing is like one of the most important things about Brood Mother, and it's so easy to think you can fight when you can. And now he's farther away from him because he bought back.
Yeah, they might lose Rax still, even with this buyback. There's just too much. The Glaives, Lukey,
They
the
can't
Visage
fight without
Birds.
the Brood BKB, though. They cannot fight without the Brood BKB.
They can take another fight right now if you're McMaster and probably win it at this point. There's no PL for 3. Cask will bounce through. Good Dream Coil. They will get off the Orchid, though. The Puck's going to get caught. Deathward flying through. High End's in trouble. The Aphotic Shield
died back. He's dead.
That's just it for him. High End about to fall, though. The Burrow Strike comes in. Lukey, though, is absolutely fine. He's here alone at the most part, though. He's going to try to fight with the Visage Birds, and he actually might fall. He's got wand charges. He pops the borrowed time again. The double kill comes out for him. He's got a dominating spree. KDC is going to have to deal with him at this point. It's going to be tough. The Aphotic Shield comes in. He needs to be careful on this PL. He's lost all of his illusions.
Oh, he took the bait.
Oh, man, the bait. He actually hook shot at the bait PL illusion, and they couldn't quite find it, of course.
Oh, man.
The Puck is going to buy back. They will buy back as well on the Witch Doctor. I mean, they have to defend this. This is all in at this point. And they will find Lukey with a big burrow. The Yule Scepter comes out as the Aphotic Shield now come off. The Dispel will come through. They'll grab the kill with the PL as he comes in. He gets the deny as well. Again, Lukey is owning the Burrow Strike on the Clockwork. The Illusory Orb, and they've got the Waning Rift. They take him down. They keep their top lane of Rax alive. But at what cost? It is now a 10K lead. I mean, they bought back on pretty much every single hero, I'm pretty sure.
I recognize this situation from so many of my pubs where I play Brood. God, I know. Don't hate me for that. I play a lot of Brood, but
I'm sure it's fine.
It's God. There's like a farming period and a period where you're taking small skirmishes, and then there's a period where you literally cannot fight without BKB. And we've entered that period, and usually you want to time things, so obviously you have a BKB by that point. But where the difficulty is in playing Brood is recognizing when that small skirmish period is over, and when you need to just be like, okay, guys, I'm literally not fighting with you until I have BKB. You need to tell your team that, because otherwise, this is exactly what happens. And this is a very common thing that happens in Brood games. This isn't just like, oh wow, this happened in this game. This is like almost every Brood game.
Yeah.
You'll have that one fight where it's like, crap, I fought and I didn't have BKB. All right, guys, I'm done fighting, but they can't because they're against a push lineup.
Yeah,
they have
that's what happened in the bottom lane. Like, he couldn't just sit back and farm. They were going to lose Rax. They did anyways. It doesn't really matter one way or the other. Bryn City now getting caught, but in fact, it's going to be the Clockwork. Hook maybe onto 2 if they can find the Puck, but he's able to get out of it. They will have Telekinesis, and Buddy is just dead. This is not having the BKB. He might survive, but he can't fight anymore. The Spirit Vessel is taking him down. Good Death Ward on December. He's taking a lot of damage. KDC's going to try to fight him. There's the Lucent Beam. He's still alive for now. They get the kill onto the Luna. Big pickup, but it's still 2 dead on the Dire side, including Bunny, who did get dropped at the end. KDC is now kind of alone in the back lines here, rather the front lines. Of course, Lukey is still at full HP. They can still head back into Roche, finish it off if they want to, now without the Brood or the Puck to deal with. They still have Epicenter on the Sand King, so they could contest if they wanted to, but, I mean, at least they got the Luna out of that for Cornell.
Yeah, that is a saving grace. They got the Luna, but unfortunately losing the Brood, who has no buyback, Puck, who has no buyback, and really the Luna's not the carry in this game. It's the Visage, it's the Abaddon. The Luna's kind of the offlaner. He's doing damage with the ulti.
Yeah.
You know, not really doing much right-click damage at all. I mean, although they don't have the aura for this push, but there's no way they fight without the fucking Brood.
This thing's just dead.
It's just Megas now.
Megas coming out. They'll call
GG.
GG. Cornell, they tap out. It was looking so good at the beginning of the game, but man, what a draft coming in from McMaster. Way to hold on, even with that aggro trial lane not going the best for them. The Luna not getting that much farm. The Abaddon and the Visage come through. They're able to push down, get Rax, get that net worth advantage, and start shutting down the Broodmother and the Phantom Lancer. What a great game for McMaster here in Game 2.
That one turnaround. You know, in a game of Dota, there's always that one point, you know? That one point where, you know, everything just snowballed out of control. Because really, Dota's a snowbally game, you know? It snowballs in one direction, then another, then another. So there's always that kind of one point. But boy, in this game with that Abaddon play, kind of baiting them with the shields and then denying himself,
Yeah, that was
what a tipping point that was.
They got 3 kills out of that. Cornell team did not get any because, of course, the deny came through at the perfect time. The Abaddon, I think Lukey, probably the person that kept this game even from the most and did the most work for McMaster. And you could see that he is, in fact, a Divine 5 player. You could see that he's up there. He's done a lot of work for him.
I'm glad that I was singing his praises because he just owned in that game.
He just seriously owned and
Yeah,
carried
that's
that second game. But that is not going to be all, guys. We have a third game coming right around the corner. And it will be, of course, a big one to decide who wins this series and who moves up in the rankings here in the group of Aghanims, the Aghanims group. So we got a lot, of course, a lot of stuff to come here in this third game. So we'll see what the draft entails. But in the meantime, we will take a quick break. But before we do, shout out to our gaming sponsor, of course, Respawn Products. You can follow them on Twitter, Respawn Products, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and visit their website at respawnproducts.com to learn more. Of course, their gaming chairs are pretty damn solid, so check them out. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Stick around, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the second week of action for the AVGL Collegiate Dota 2 League, where some of the best schools will compete for a 10K prize pool and a shot at the LAN Finals. We are here into game number 3 between McMaster Esports and the Cornell Big Red Bears. So far, a pretty great series, back and forth, a lot of action and a lot of interesting picks. We'll jump into the draft now, but of course, thank you for joining us. My name is Mont. With me is Jenkins. Jenkins, that brood mother was pretty great. It felt like she was doing a pretty good job for the most part in the beginning of the game, but Lukey on the Abaddon kind of turned things around with one big sort of fight, one big deny, and it all went downhill for there. For Cornell.
that was kind of crazy. I don't think maybe one time or two he died after that, but I think most of his deaths were denies or not dying at all. So really, that one moment set the pace for the rest of the game for McMaster, and what a turnaround. If he didn't deny there, that kill might have actually been worth all of those deaths because he was the top net worth.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
He denied, so it's like that gold swing for nothing. They got nothing
out of it. Yeah, and they lost those 3 heroes in
the time that it took.
And the Luna got a lot of those kills too, I think, because she Lucent beamed 1 or 2 of them. But that was a different game. Now we'll move into game 3 with the draft. And a big point that I thought was interesting was that in the first game, the Cornell Big Red Bears had PSSS on the Naga Siren, where he played pretty much immaculately. And then in the second game, the Sand King, he did okay. You know, he had a great start. He got a pretty good early Blink Dagger. He had a lot of good, burrow strikes. But, once the game kind of got a little bit later, he couldn't really do anything. Obviously, to no fault of his own. But
yeah, it's hard against the Abaddon. I mean, the Abaddon just doesn't care about getting burrowed, about getting. It's kind of what we were saying in the draft of the previous game. It's the fact that Abaddon is so good against these very committal heroes because they commit to you with everything. With the puck ult, with the brute ult, with the PL commits in. They all take this huge amount of damage over time. Abaddon just pops his ulti. He's back at full HP. They have nothing because they're all low HP and they used all their spells. Yeah. So it's just the fact that they picked such a good draft against these committal heroes, against very committal heroes.
Yeah.
So yeah, very good drafting, and of course recognizing that and playing it in that way was very good from the side of McMaster.
I think that. The drafting in general was just solid. It was a step above of that first game where they kind of just got outclassed by the Viper pick, by the Lycan pick. Now they'll start off again with the Clockwork. I think the first overall pick for McMaster last time was the Rubik. This time it's going to be taken by Cornell instead, so they won't have that Rubik Clockwork combination that we saw.
That is great against the clock, too.
Yeah, I mean, in combination, it's good, but against the Clockwork, pulling him out of the cogs, pulling somebody out of the cogs, whoever it may be, just kind of making sure you have that potential.
Yep. Taking the clock out. There's just, I mean, you can steal the hook, you can steal the cogs, put the cogs down. Clock has pretty good spells to steal. Battery Assault, not one of the greatest spells to steal, but all of the other ones are very effective on Rubik. And Elder Titan comes out as a second pick, and then Abaddon.
They second pick the Abaddon. That's pretty insane.
Dude, they know what they want.
I mean, but now you have more time to think, okay, what can we do against this Abaddon that will really start hurting him?
I mean, there's the classic Oracle to counter Abaddon. There's the classic OD is a ridiculously hard game counter to Abaddon because you just imprison him on his ulti, or you can just whack him over and over and over.
You're like, okay, yeah, you're healing, but I've stolen about 50,000 intelligence, so
and
that's
then you
great.
Just drop the hammer. All of a sudden, Abaddon dies from full HP anyway.
Yeah, so I mean, I would be surprised. I think they banned OD last game, I want to say, for McMaster. I would be surprised if they don't do that
There's no way they don't ban it. It's too good against Abaddon.
I think it's kind of insane. There's other choices you can go for. There's the OD ban. I feel like Razor's not terrible against Abaddon. You static link him, he can have a bit of a rough time.
Yeah, Razor's good, but you have to follow him around in the laning stage is the only thing.
Yeah, that's an issue.
We saw McMaster do really well at predicting the lanes in the previous game. So presumably that's a bit of an issue. Maybe what you do is you just counter in two of the lanes, and then it's much easier.
You get a Razor, you get another hero that would counter him, which there's, I'm sure, more that we could talk about.
There's of course Razor. Let's see, in top picks, Omni Knight is actually one of those heroes. I know it's a weird matchup. It's like Abaddon has the shield, Omni has the heal. Who does more damage? It's Omni. Omni wins that. Pretty handy.
Those big hammer swings.
Yeah. Okay, so they banned the Razor. So good call on the Razor.
I mean, now they have not as many counters as you would have liked to have for Big Red Bears. Of course, there are some counters available, and also the thing is, too, you don't know where this Abaddon is going. You played mid last game. I don't know where he's going to go. He's going to go safe lane. He's going to go off lane. What's going to happen?
I think laning-wise, they can just pick heroes that are all around just good at laning. There's the X factor of these supports. Even an Abaddon can't withstand the punching of the Elder Titan with his briefcase that does a huge amount of damage with those creeps, using the spirit to get those creeps. So you can, no matter where this Abaddon goes, I think laning wise they can probably deal with it. What they really need to do is shut him down in the mid game, in which I would actually think a McMaster would be a really good pick here, because you just cyclone him up in the air. It's one of the best heroes.
You
to
can't
cyclone.
borrow time that, can you? I don't think.
I think you can.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that you
Let's
can.
find out.
But forcing his borrowed time is at least something.
I mean, it's dispellable, obviously, so yeah, you should be able to borrow time it. They go for the DK instead, which I was going to talk about. That they didn't pick this in the first game, despite the fact that they had the pushing lineup with the Lycan.
Yeah.
They had the Viper to work with, obviously. DK is very strong, good armor. Breathe Fire will always secure you last hits. He's just generally a solid pick, I would say, nowadays. He's been played in multiple different lanes. He's been played in pretty much every lane. I've seen a Fada DK the other day. He's been played mid a lot. He's been played safe lane a lot. So it's just a very versatile hero. And then the Venge comes out, so they've got a bit of a faster pace now as well. This will probably be their 5-position support, though, instead of that carry Venge that we see sometimes. But a good hero, though. Swap is going to be pretty solid against somebody like this DK.
It's really good, 5-manning, too. They could go for, like, some Luna strat right now, too, or Drow strat with the, I mean, into Terrorblade, it's pretty good. I mean, actually, I really like Abaddon as a hero versus Terrorblade. He could just offlane this Abaddon. I think that Elder Titan Rubik Terrorblade doesn't really do much in the way of dealing with Abaddon in the laning phase. Terrorblade is a hero who has very low HP, cannot withstand a lot of magical damage.
They can probably kill him early with meta, like in the first few levels.
They could, yeah, they could.
But I don't think that's big of that big of a deal. Because once the Abaddon gets levels, then you're just fine. And especially if Terrorblade has no meta up, you just whack him.
You just whack him,
and he can't do anything.
Yeah, especially if you go an Orb Venom. Even if you don't have an Orb Venom,
I mean,
you can just run him down.
This is what you were talking about, the Terrorblade. He's like paper thin, even though he has a lot of armor. Like he doesn't have that much HP, and he gets kind of crushed in that regard. So
yeah, and although the thing is, I mean, we've kind of talked about this, not during this series, but we've talked about it before. The thing with TB is that if you just draft TB with a lot of disable, in which you have Rubik Elder Titan to set up with the sleep, if Dragonite stuff, if you draft TB with a lot of disable, it kind of doesn't really matter what he's against, because it's a TB. He's gonna do rapier damage with like six heroes doing rapier damage all at once. It's like it's ridiculous the amount of damage that hero does. So I think it's like a pretty standard pick. People are pretty comfortable just like, well, throwing a Terrorblade.
It's good for the push too that they already have the DK. They have the Terrorblade now to work with. So in terms of getting online and taking some towers early on into the game, they certainly could do that. Whereas McMaster, they have the Venge, so that Aura strat could come out like the Luna, like the Drow Ranger, like you were talking about. I'm not sure if they're going to want to do that now, but
I think Drow's pretty decent here. I mean, it would give an edge to kind of just the Drow lane right now, though. I mean, they could pick Drow and then Puck and then do an Abaddon versus DK mid. I mean, I think Abaddon would probably do pretty okay against a DK, although with that damage reduction from the DK Breathe Fire, maybe DK could outlast it. That's a weird matchup. I feel like Abaddon
it's a very strange matchup.
Abaddon probably do okay.
I think he is just a bit of a better animation. I'm pretty sure the Abaddon. He's probably fine one way or the other.
It's hard to compare things to DK though, because every time you say something beats DK, usually doesn't.
And like he just is fine in lane.
Yeah, just because DK's DK, like the regen is just super powerful.
Okay, so
that's a good hero against DK, because you can drain him. You can drain through the armor that he has, the physical resist, and he has a high HP pool too.
So now we know the Venge is. Well, actually, we don't know the Venge is a support. It still could be a core Venge, but I'm assuming it's the Clockwork Venge support. Do Abaddon off lane, then you pick maybe something like a Drow, something that can kind of be a bit faster, because now you have Death Prophet to team fight with. Lycan is still available if they wanted to go something like that and get some extra aura damage from the Venge and just go and start taking out towers.
Only thing is
themselves.
they'd be picking the Lycan into the TB.
TB, right, which we talked about in the first game.
Yeah, you can reflect and gain the aura, as well as have a
high armor.
High armor pool, yeah.
So
I mean, and then the Sunder. There's nothing Lycan can do to stop the Sunder.
Yeah, that's true. It's probably not the Lycan then.
But I like where your head is at. I think that going for a full on push lineup is very likely what they're going to do. In fact, I'd say that the Drow is a pretty solid pick here, because I've seen heroes like Queen of Pain, who typically would lose to a Dragonite in the mid lane, do very well against the Dragonite with the Drow aura.
Yeah.
So
I think, and I also like the Drow because you have the silence against the Terrorblade. I mean, I guess
exactly.
style at some point, which is fine.
Yeah, but there's that window where he can't be that annoying guy who you don't have the burst and he just sunders you.
Exactly.
Like you can, the silence is really good for that, and you could set up for like the Venge stun too, the Clockwork Cogs pushback, Like there's a lot of lockdown for the Terrorblade if they have the draw. A lot of like pseudo lockdown.
They'll ban the Void instead. They're afraid of the Chronosphere, interestingly enough.
I mean the Void DP, that is a classic combo. That one, do you remember the patch where people were just kind of picking Void?
They picked it all the time.
Void Razor DP. Oh,
that was TI. Where are you talking about? That was like a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was TI4. I remember at TI4 I was literally casting games with. It was like Void, DP, Razor, Skywrath, Mage.
Yeah.
Those 4.
Yeah, though they were like first phase heroes.
Yeah.
So
that is offlane Void that tournament. And I remember just thinking, okay, yeah, Universe is pretty good at this hero.
Yeah. And actually, Tide in Death Prophet and Tide in Terrorblade, those are 2 pretty classic combos too, because you have this AoE lockdown for the glass cannon heroes. But the great thing about a Tide Hunter with these glass cannon heroes like a Terrorblade is not that he can lock down this huge, because these heroes don't do AoE, right? It's that they can disable the heroes that would save the people that you want to lock down while you're killing the hero who's locked down. And there's a Spectre pick. Wow.
What?
That is not...
That's not a drow. That's not anything close to a drow. That is nothing like a drow, other than the fact that it's an agility hero. And I'm not sure this is the... I mean, you get good farm on a Spectre. Maybe you could...
What worries me here is that they have last pick offlane against a Spectre.
Spectre, yeah.
What if they pick, like, Enchantress or something right now?
That'd be pretty gross.
I mean, they could pick Brood again.
They could pick whatever.
Because do you want to aggro with a Spectre? Do you want to put Spectre anywhere but
No.
the safe lane?
You definitely do not want to aggro with a Spectre. Even with Avenge Clockwork, I'm still sure that's probably not the play, especially against like an Elder Titan who's just like, I'll take all your damage, thanks, let me fight you now. They go for Timbersaw, which is interesting.
That is definitely a decent hero against Spectre in the laning stage, although... If Spectre gets a lead with a Clockwork and with Avenge, they actually do have enough magic damage. Timbersaw is one of those heroes, very low HP pool, very susceptible to magic damage. So if you gain a little bit of a lead in that laning phase on that hero, against that hero, you can actually shut him down.
But you're right
easily.
that it's good against the Spectre. It's not going to do any damage to the Timbersaw with the reactive armor.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's just going to come down to this Clockwork with the Vengeful Spirit. I thought they were going to go for something like that in Enchantress and get a bit more push to work with as well, but instead they'll go for the Timbersaw, which is probably fine. What else is it good against?
It's good against melee. It's good against like the strength heroes like the Abaddon. Oh, you know what they could do? Oh God, of course. They're going to solo the Timbersaw against the Abaddon, and then they're going to do an aggro with the Terrorblade and just meta and kill the and just screw with the Spectre.
Probably.
That's what they're going to do.
It's weird to I was thinking about aggro with a Terrorblade, but it's weird because you have to rely on such a long cooldown ability instead of just fighting constantly.
I think it's good though because he's got high armor, he's got good damage, and he's got. You're right. The meta is a bit of an issue. I think they really need to make that first meta work. And McMaster is predicting this and sending the Spectre into the off lane, and of course we have the Dire side is sending the Terrorblade into the offlane too. So really nice prediction from McMaster.
Yeah.
Cornell is not going to get the lanes.
I mean,
that
we'll
they
see
want.
if they rotate the Terrorblade and they kind of do some musical lanes at the start of this. So that's usually what happens when you guess correctly in these situations. But we probably will see some rotations, I would assume.
So it's very important for McMaster right now that they don't show these lanes. Because if they show these lanes, and all Cornell needs to do is they walk to the other lanes, and then Cornell would have to TP. McMaster TPs, they get the lanes that they want.
I mean, that's what they're trying to figure out down bottom. That's why they have Bunny down here. They're going to try to get, and also maybe to contest the rune as well.
This is
and drop a reward themselves.
Yeah, they're looking to go for a kill right now. Although the thing is, you should know that if they're not showing on the safe lane rune down in the bottom lane, then you should know that the reason they're not showing, good teams will not show without a reason for it.
Right.
So if they're not just going to sack these runes for no reason. They should know that
there's something going on.
There's something going on. But the thing is, you could also anticipate maybe it's just a 5-man smoke.
Yeah, you don't know. That's true. But it's such a mind game sort of thing. The one thing they do know, by the way, they just pinged this a second ago. The Dire team pinged this a lot, so they know that there's a ward there. That'll get dewarded. The Timbersaw now we'll see that they're up top, but it's still going to be two aside. I think it's two aside. Yeah, it looks to be two aside.
Okay, so what is he gonna do? So he puts the sentry or puts the observer ward. Okay, so he's not rotating.
They're rotating the Spectre
Spectre's rotating though.
Everybody, well, they see the Terrorblade.
Oh, because the Terrorblade is rotating.
They see the Terrorblade rotating now.
The Timber's gonna TP, so
the
yeah,
Venge is down bottom.
Okay,
they're gonna see the Venge in a second. This is so weird.
So, but this is the thing. Timber's stuck in the bottom lane now.
Oh, they see December. He's actually stuck because he doesn't want to run past the Elder Titan. He's gonna go back top. But now that's where the Terrorblade is, so...
Well, the thing is, he could just TP to the bottom lane, and he'll be against the Timber. And Timber can't TP.
Yeah, Timber just TP.
Unless he waits.
I mean,
this is weird.
Still, it's fine, regardless. Like, Timber will be able to TP eventually. I like where their heads up. They're going to get a battery assault off, though. They have meta. No, he hasn't used it yet. He hasn't skilled it up.
Oh,
I'm sure he will
Elder Titan's
get
gonna
it.
beat the crap out of them with this.
Yeah, battery
briefcase.
assault. A lot of damage being taken. There's going to be the
There's
telekinesis
a meta.
coming in. Meta's going to come out. I don't know. They might have the damage. They need one more auto attack. He's juking through the tree line. They will cut off the path of retreat, though. One more auto attack. It's going to be the Astral that gets the job done. And now December, he'll take some damage. He'll use his Spectral Dagger to get out of trouble. They don't have a telekinesis for another 7 seconds. The cooldown pretty long on that particular ability. But that's good. They've already gotten the kill. They've gotten meta. They're going to get some last hits. Terribly, or rather, Timbersaw in the bottom lane has got 5 last hits himself against the 2 of the Abaddon. And they didn't deward this despite them pinging it twice. I guess they haven't been able to get over there. They haven't bought any sentries either. They definitely pinged it. So that's weird.
Well, I guess it's a DK, so who cares?
Yeah, I guess it's not a big deal.
They're
fine.
just like, whatever.
But it's
a
100
DK.
gold, though, man. Come on.
100 XP, too.
Yeah, I mean,
100 XP for DK.
It's pretty good. Or whoever wants it, for that matter.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
All right, Tri-Lane versus Tri-Lane. Magic Missile is now up. They're looking for the Spectral Dagger. They have the battery assault. They're going to go, but a good
though.
lift coming out. The reflection comes through as well. December now getting turned on. The Astral's going to come through. It's going to be a lot of damage they have to run now. The briefcase hits will be significant from the Elder Titan. They need to back themselves up, and they will do just that. So Meta's still down for another 92. December's going to get hit potentially. Oh, he just was able to get out of there.
Plus 69 damage. That would have been a chunk of his HP.
Yeah, it would not have been good. Trying to find the 2-minute rune, but Ergonomic was already there. Maybe they can get a lift. No, they already took it for the bench, so it's fine.
God, I don't know about aggroing with Spectre. I feel like this is going to go very poorly very soon on the next meta.
So you were thinking that he should have just TP'd bottom.
Yeah, I know, for sure. But with the Elder Titan being there and then the Timber.
And now if they TP, the Timber's
TP's off cooldown now. That's the problem with waiting. Like, the moment you see the TP, you got to TP.
I will say, McMaster did the same thing last game where they aggro Tri-Lane into kind of a dangerous situation, and that worked out at the end of the game. This is obviously different, but Magic Missile, Cog pushback. They have the Spectral Dagger. He has no wand. He has, Tangos to work with. He has
pretty
a salve,
dead,
actually.
honestly.
Battery assault. This could be a big kill if they can find it. The Stomp's going to come in. And
Rubik with the lift.
They need the lift. They'll find it, and that should save the life of Bunny. He'll be able to salve up now, and we'll do just that. And actually, PSS didn't steal any damage. He has the Astral still. He might want to use it here, but good Cog pushback.
He's
he
waiting
has
for
mangoes.
He's waiting for the stomp.
If double pushback.
If he can mango, then stomp. Oh, the mango won't give him enough mana. Oh, will now, because it's 175. So he has enough for mango into astral and then stomp. So maybe they bait the Terrorblade right now, and then they just pop a meta.
That's what they're doing, but the Rubik is nowhere near the rest of the team. I think he's trying to, I don't know what they're trying to do. They have found Bryn City. There's the Magic Missile, the Battery Assault, Cogs. He's actually just dead. He got caught out of position, and okay, I mean, this Tri-Line's starting to do some work here for McMaster all of a sudden.
But it is a Spectre, and the Terrorblade's going to have his meta soon. They need to pick up wands on the side of
100%.
Cornell.
I'm surprised they didn't already have one
for sure need some wands.
for Bunny. He has a stick now in his quick buy. He'll buy it here as soon as he gets an opportunity to get to the side shop. He has a big wave coming in, though, and he wants to get it under the tower, which makes sense. In the meantime, Vinar will get a 4-minute bounty rune, maybe. Yep, with the Cog pushback, it's going to be close. He will actually miss out on it. PSSS gets the right click on it, and he's able to get the rune. He won't be able to get the other one. That'll be taken by Vinar, but Vinar should have had both of those. Cogged a little bit too late, potentially.
There's an Invis on the mid lane, and DP's just going to bottle it.
Yeah, high-end.
Nothing interesting happening.
We talked a lot about Luki, but high-end did a lot of work in the last game on the Visage. He's against a DK, so DP having... I mean, he's doing okay.
These are weird lane swaps. Like,
they're really weird.
Players just in every lane.
Yeah.
KDC on the... He was carry last game? He was PL, right?
Yep, he was PL. So, yeah, I mean, both teams swapping lanes considerably. The Timber bottom for Solar is doing really well. The Timber Saw, he's against Luki, but again, Luki is actually right up there with him. I mean, he played this hero last game. He did an excellent job of it. I would not be surprised to see him carry the game yet again. He's going Soul Ring. I would imagine he goes Midas again, or he could go Midas again if he wanted to, like last game. We'll see if that's going to be the case, though, against Terrorblade.
This is
DK.
one of those matchups where Timber starts to really take a lead once he gets like a Soul Ring or Mana Boots. Because he can constantly spam out the Whirling Death, and if Abaddon isn't careful, 2 Whirling Deaths, two Timber Chains, he's dead from full HP, almost no matter what.
And
then level 6, too.
And you have Chakram on top of it.
Yeah.
He has almost enough he actually has enough for his Mana Boots, and he can just head to the side shop.
Yeah, he just doesn't want to waste these creeps, so he's going to push this out, go to the side shop. He'll be pretty happy about this lane.
Clockwork was trying to go for a gank on the DK. DK seemed to knew something was up. He's backed up, as they know the Clockwork is missing in the top lane. Bunny's playing pretty far up here right now. Bryn City looking for a Magic Missile or something? Probably not. So the Clockwork has to rotate back to the top lane. they'll see him in a moment, and that means that the DK can play a bit more and aggressive if he wants to. He's already doing it, actually.
Spectre only has 15 last hits, though.
Yeah, it's 21, though, for the Terrorblade, so it's not that
It's not
bad.
the worst, but it's going to get worse and worse and worse because this hero does not scale as quickly as, like, a TV does.
Yeah. December, they're going to get a nice little bit of damage here for the Elder Titan. How much is he going to get out of this?
Ooh, let's see the punch.
He got the magic missile. He's got 63. The stomp actually
Oh,
misses.
no.
They need a lift. They're going to find it. He's probably dead, I would assume.
Ooh.
Wow.
One more?
Oh, he just lives. His stick was already used, so he couldn't survive that. If the stick was still there, he might have lived, but he had to use it
Looks
earlier.
like they gave the kill to Bunny too, like
Yeah,
intentionally.
that's pretty big.
So that's a good kill for him. And the thing is, they did that on a siege wave. So they have a siege wave coming in with meta.
Does he? How many points does he have in the conjure image? Just one.
Just one.
Yeah, getting the early point reflection now. Like the build used to be, I feel like you just get max conjure image, but now it's you just want at least 1 point in reflection because I think it's really good actually.
Yeah, it's really good against tri-lanes too. I mean, 40% hero damage.
KDC, Crypt Swarm. He has wand charges. The Spirit Siphon doing some work. He actually got blocked by the wave. Maybe another Crypt Swarm was there. They could get the kill, but he has no mana for it. Meanwhile, they use the telekinesis. There's going to be the Spectral Dagger. Ergonomics in some trouble. The Fade Bolt coming in. They will pop
TP.
the reflection. Vinar TPing in with the clockwork. He has the battery assault trying to chase after Bunny. This would be a big kill. Oh,
Nice
good body
body
block
bolts.
with the illusion. Bunny trying to micro as best as he can, and he actually gets it done. In the meantime, now Solar, he's going to be going ahead and cutting the creep wave in this bottom lane. He's going to start really getting ahead, like we were talking about. Once you have the mana boots to work with, you can start spamming waves, start spamming out your abilities. DP ulti in the mid lane. KDC, Breathe Fire back in 8, doing a lot of damage to high end. It's another Breathe Fire, and it's maybe a kill if you're not careful, but...
He's got level 3 in the Dragon Blood, though, so he's very tanky.
It's only level 2.
Not so much damage.
I didn't see the... I thought it was level 3 Breathe Fire.
He's getting going on.
He's going to have to Dragon Tail. I don't think he can dive this any further, especially with the Exorcism ending. Did a lot of damage to the tower. In the meantime, Ergonomic is going to get caught and killed by Bryn City and Vinar. PSS is here. He has astral damage, but it's only plus 15. They're going to come through. They have the Elder Dragon form. He gets one hit with Corrosive Skin. The Breathe Fire misses. Oh, KDC, and now they might lose this Elder Titan. Nah, they don't want to fly uphill. KDC has no mana. He does have a Soul Ring. The Stomp will come in onto high end, but there's no real damage here without the DK.
Yeah, there's no...
So the rotations of a lot of supports. Meanwhile, the Abaddon just got to, like, he's keeping pace with this Timbersaw, and he has more...
I have a feeling that Lukey's the highest rated player in this game.
I would
like he's
guess that as well.
Because by just objective standards, he's like almost...
Look at this rotation. He finds a Haste Rune. I don't think they get the kill, though. There's no mana on Death Prophet.
It's a DK, so...
And only had
one
one Spirit Siphon charge left, so...
Yeah, Lukey, he's like a top 100 player. He's in the world. Well, in NA.
Ooh, they literally just dropped this ward down on the Uber Cliff towards the Tier 1 tower top lane, and it gets countered immediately. They have a sentry at the ready to go. Net worth wise, obviously the Spectre's a little bit lower than the Terrorblade. I'm curious as to see if they're gonna group up at any point in the near future for the Dire team, excuse me, and try to force something to happen with this Timbersaw, or especially with the DK.
They definitely can with the DK and the Metamorphosis.
Which is up, by the way.
You know, they could run at all the tier 1s, actually. I don't think that there's much that they can do to kill the Timber. He needs to get the tower bottom lane, but it's hard because Lukey's doing a really good job at cutting the creep wave, and Timber doesn't really do much damage to towers himself.
Yeah.
It's only that Timber does damage to tower if he can get a creep wave to the tower, because...
But it gets killed half the time.
But it gets killed half the time, yeah, so...
And he did go the Midas, by the way. He had a Soul Ring queued up at one point. Obviously, he didn't go for that. I mean, Lukey getting a Midas is probably the best choice, especially after last game. Get to that Midas Radiance. He's instead going to pick up an early Hood of Defiance, which I suppose makes a lot of sense in this game. Just a good item, and it's really cheap too. For what like you talk about it, especially a lot.
No, that's a broken early game item. It's just so efficient for the gold that it costs.
ADC is
Oh,
man
that
fighting
is a
high end,
Timber
but it's a
TP.
lot of damage. Here's the Chakra from the Whirling Death. They'll drop the Medallion on him. The Elder Dragon form will go. Spirit Siphon, Timber Chain, and they have
Nice
another
chain.
Whirling Death. And trying to get the kill. KDC's low, but the Chakram comes out. Nice back from KDC. Vinar's going to get body blocked in Solar. Great rotation. He has a Medallion, interestingly enough, on the Timbersaw. And that actually maybe got them the kill because KDC's damage will get amplified. They'll do
they
the
can kill
Dragon
him.
Tail. They missed
Oh,
the Timber
no.
Chain. They can't get the kill anymore.
I think they pushed this with the Dragon ulti.
But he has no
No, he's not.
HP.
He's feeling little spooked.
Oh, it's not in deny range. The tier 1 tower, it was so low, but one more tick of the ghosts could have done it, and they didn't quite get there. Meta, top lane, December, gonna get caught. Here's gonna be the stomp coming in. Perfectly timed. Easy kill on the Spectre. Now they're gonna find Bryn City, potentially the stomps, or rather the briefcase hits doing some work. They've got the reflection, still diving a little bit too much, perhaps. DP is up, but yeah, you're right. The Exorcism is now down. They might want to force this into a push, but against Crypt Swarm and DP, who's just pretty strong in general, might be a little bit too difficult.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was worried about with the Spectre, and now he can't go to the safe lane either because it's a Timber.
Yes.
Like, Timber's going to crush the Spectre there. So we're kind of in this situation again where Spectre doesn't really have a place on the map. As
Missile,
PSS is real.
Hyan needs to be
Real
careful.
aggro,
The telekinesis, the metamorphosis is doing some damage. He's trying to fight this. Another Spirit Siphon is going to come through, but it's a kill. They'll get the kill for Bunny and the tier 1 tower. Oh, disastrous fight there for McMaster. Losing one of their biggest heroes, now getting dropped down. They rotate up a couple of other heroes to try to fight this, but not able to find anything. Vinar's still level 4, so no hook shot, but PSSS getting kind of run down. Vinar's pretty speedy. Battery sold on cooldown, though. Even with a cog push, it's not going to really do anything. Flare, maybe. I think he should be fine. He's going to regen up here with the Tranquil. Yeah, the Tranquil's regen right back up.
So I was saying that Spectre doesn't really have a place, but he's in the mid lane now. And sure, he can probably lane against a DK because really, are you that scared of a DK? Not particularly, unless unless there's like a rotation. But that means the DP has no place. So there's going to always be a hero out of place just as a result of this very ballsy Spectre pick. So really, we're looking at they're going to need to start winning some fights, some out-skilling, some out-maneuvering on the map. Because otherwise, the gold lead is just going to start piling on in terms of for Cornell.
This could be a 5K lead, too, if it wasn't for the Abaddon Midas and the fact that he had such a good lane.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a Yasha now done on the Terrorblade, so he's going to start hitting pretty hard, as he already does. You have the Medallion, of course, which we talked about, now working at a Eul Secret for Solar, who's going to go ahead and TP away from the Abaddon, who's trying to do some damage. In the meantime, they're going to chase down the Spectre. Breathe Fire, he used the dagger to try to get up to the high ground. No such luck, though, and this will turn into a Tier 1 tower for Cornell.
Yeah, well, once again, that's the risk of going aggro with the Spectre. You run out of places to put her after a while, unless it goes very well. Then you're good. But
that's not great.
With the Timber, I mean, they can if they kept the Timber offline, they could have laned the Spectre against the Timber, no problem.
Hook shot, they're going to initiate. PSS going to get caught. The Dragon Kale comes in. It's a good silence. They'll drop the Exorcism. They still get the tower, though, from the poison from KDC. PSS gets off a nice stomp. The Mistcoil not able to kill him. The flare misses, too.
Flare.
He might deny himself. The Crypt Swarm just hits. That was going to be close. That's a great... he actually might have been able to if it was daytime. But, of course, the creeps were sleeping, so...
Yeah,
this will turn into a Tier 1. So a Tier 1 trade, actually.
I mean, those purple creeps, man, sometimes they just beat the crap out of you for no reason, yeah. There's been times where I've died to those, like it's nighttime, they're all sleeping, except one purple one walks out and stomps me, and it's like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the Ancient Prowler Shaman is dumb. The only good thing about it is that it is not magic resistant, which is nice.
That is nice if you're Tinker, Storm, any of these heroes that don't normally farm Ancients, but would like a nice little boost.
So the Spectre is going to go the long route for this game and try to pick up a Battle Fury, which actually makes sense because they're not really losing that much map control, but he's still very far behind and not anywhere close to this Battle Fury. And as I say that, they're going to start grouping up for this Tier 1 in the bottom lane. And here comes PSS looking for the stomp. He's going to find it under December. He's in the jungle. They will find him. There's the meta.
Oh, no.
Spectre is dead.
Oh,
I was really concerned about this Spectre pick, and I'm still very concerned about this Spectre pick. Let me tell you.
You see that 3,700 right there?
I see it.
That's going to stay the same, and the other numbers are going to go up for the rest of the game. Unless some really nice team fights start happening.
City dead to a Fade Bolt. Magic Missile comes out, stolen by Ergonomic. Hook shot onto a creep, not what he wanted. Stomp about to come through. They have it. Plus the stun coming in for the DK. Earth Splitter coming out just to make sure they get the kill. Of course they do have it. No issues there. This might turn into a Tier 2 tower. Ergonomic saying space created. He's absolutely right. They created space by killing every other hero in the game, and now they're going to get a Tier 2 tower.
DK ulti, TB, you lose a fight, you lose a tower.
Abaddon doesn't want to fight. He's going to try to split push, and he's not even really doing that much damage to the Tier 1 tower in the top lane.
No,
so.
He's pure defenseman. I mean, he's only got 88 damage. Like
I don't know if Lukey can carry this time, my friend.
I mean, I guess in the last game, it kind of... Well, no, he was having a really good time against the Brute. Now there's a TV that's... Actually, he's kind of getting gone on top here.
He has borrowed time. Stomp will come in and hit.
They're just waiting for the Timber to get here. That's all. They're stalling.
That was a good play from Lukey then, knowing that the Timber saw a little too far away.
The drum. Yeah, that was...
And So at least he survives, but they'll still lose the tier 2 tower bottom. And now we've got our first big lead of the game for Cornell, sitting at a 6k net worth advantage. They are looking for this Abaddon, but Elder Dragon form is done. He'll pick himself up a Bounty Rune, and they'll back off. They have extra system for high end, but it's only level 1 at this point. But now the map control is starting to get a lot better for BRB. They have a lot of vision in this jungle. I mean, in the mid lane, too, look at the set of wards that you have for the Dire team. It is significant. All the way down bottom. And, of course, that one mid lane ward as well to get some vision.
That is some nice wards. Although the only issue is that these wards are in the enemy jungle. They already have those towers.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
they can control the jungle, but I mean, obviously that's just the repercussions of pushing towers so damn quickly.
Yeah.
Is that your ward vision becomes outdated just as quickly as you push the tower.
So, but you really only have one safe space to farm now for this Radiant team, which is in the top lane in the triangle camps. They'll find KDC, Spectral Dagger. I don't know. They have Haunt, which they haven't used all game.
He's so tanky. He has 17 wand
He already
charges.
uses Drum Charge. He has Wand Charges to work with. He'll use the Dragon Tail. He might just be dead. They're fighting
they're just
elsewhere. The Chakram will come in. He's getting caught. He actually uses the Wand Charge. He'll pop the Elder Dragon form, but I think he's still dead. The Borrowed Time comes in, and that'll do a nice job. This is a pretty good fight so far. They've already lost 2 for Cornell. The Exorcism. Finally, Luki starts fighting with the team, and they get a couple of kills. They're looking for a third. Magic Missile, Elder Titan in trouble. So is Solar. They need to get out.
Jesus,
Or Solar will come
dies
through.
here.
They need to leave. They can't afford to fight this. There's no Terrorblade. You've already lost too much with 2 of these heroes dying and a tier 1. That could have been a whole lot worse for Cornell, but it is still pretty bad. And a very good fight coming out from McMaster, showing that they're still, in fact, in this game.
That was actually a really sweet Earth Splitter, like blocking off the choke point.
Yeah.
That was just a really nice defensive Earth Splitter.
Uh-oh.
Oh God, that's a
It was looking so
Spectre.
good.
No.
You did great. You did great, and then you just died, sadly.
Why was it not waking him up, the damage from the Echo Stomp? Is it
I think
only
it's
like
different now.
Oh, wake up damage threshold.
Yeah.
Ooh, that is actually a good combo.
Yeah, 200. That's pretty solid.
That is a good combo. You know, not gonna lie, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I did not know. No wonder their people are picking this hero.
Nobody picks Elder Titan. Like, you and I don't pick Elder Titan. Let's be
No,
honest.
I don't play Elder Titan. I'm not for roll. People pick it against me, and they're stomping me and doing,
I mean, I used to play it off lane when the Bulba build came out, the 0440 or whatever it was.
Yeah. Oh, so did I. But
High End is dead. He got hit by like 2 hits of the meta, and then he died to Bunny. So
yeah, actually, I was gonna say that after that last fight. I was complimenting the Earth Splitter, but they still have nothing really to deal with this Terrorblade. Like they all are very, very
dude,
weak to the physical burst damage.
If that
of
Terrorblade
TB.
is in that fight top lane when the DKA is getting dove and he has Metamorphosis,
Oh, yeah.
they turn that fight and probably win it.
For sure, for sure. You know, unless they get some miracle silence off on them and every ghost hits the TV and they,
They're pushing tier 3. There's no DP for 8. More importantly, there's no
DPL.
Exorcism. Yeah, exactly. For 23, there's no Haunt for 60. Abaddon is here. He's going to take a lot of damage. He has to borrow time. They will find Solar, though. They might get this kill. The Eul's Scepter will keep him alive. Here comes the Earth Splitter. That might do a lot of damage. They really want Solar. But the Earth Splitter and Luki is dead. He's got buyback. They actually get the silence off. They can't keep the Terrorblade alive. That's a big kill. A little too greedy for Cornell. Now the swap back. They might find KDC, but now the Fade Bolt coming in. Breathe Fire doing a lot of damage. High End has got the Exorcism. He doesn't want to use it. They have the Astral in 2 seconds. Diving. This is PSS. Now the Spirit 7 comes in. He's got to back up. Spell was stolen. It's Spectral Dagger picked up, and they're going to use it and try to find this kill on the Spectre. It's a little bit of damage. They won't get the tier 3 tower. Not yet anyway, but it's still getting chipped down by KDC. The Sanji stuff still going to work. Okay, says Luki. I'll be back up in 25. He doesn't want to have to buy back. They might just get this tier 3 and back away if you're the Bears. We'll see. They're going to want to keep going. They want the range racks. They want to get at least some real permanent damage done to these buildings. And they will find it for now. They'll back themselves up. They don't want to get too greedy. They were already a little greedy there with the Terrorblade walking a little bit too far up. He didn't have his Hurricane Pike fully completed. He does now. They're going to go for the TP.
Nice stomp.
Ergonomics,
That
and
was
he actually gets himself out of there, but PSS will not be able to do so.
Because High End has a Eul's, so they... Oh, actually, never mind. Did he hook? How'd he get him? How'd that...
He walked in. Vinar walked in from behind him.
He just walked?
He
just
TP'd
got him?
Shrine and I think walked behind
Well,
him.
that was a nice... Well, at least he saved his... At least he saved his course.
Exactly.
At least he saved his course. That's all you gotta go for.
I mean, but even though they lost the Terrorblade, he didn't have his Hurricane Pike in that fight. He now will have it. He's working on a BKB. I'm surprised he isn't going to get a Mantis now because of the silence.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. But
that's very interesting. Oh, yeah, he just switched to it now.
Okay, yeah, that's...
That makes a lot more sense. I was like, BKB is fine,
What
but...
a timing to mention that, actually. It's like, what a BKB he switches. Like, oh, all right.
He heard us.
Yeah, he did. That's yeah, that's definitely better because he's so close to it. So may as well go for that. Because the only thing that he can die to is like we were saying with the top fight is if he gets silenced miraculously right as he's about to die.
And he just takes too much damage. The Sunder wasn't able to be there. Ergonomics will have to take a DD rune against.
He's gonna beat the crap out of
I think this Clockwork might be dead.
Look out! Rubik right clicks. Oh my god, he's still hitting for basically nothing.
And that Earth Splitter gets the kill surprisingly enough, but definitely wasn't needed. Dead for 33. They're going to try to find more. They don't see the Death Prophet, but they know somebody is here. Or do they see him? Temper Chain coming in?
Chained in.
That's the
Yules.
Chakram. They missed the Chakram.
Body block.
Another Yule's used. The Stomp about to hit. Just misses high end. Still getting chased down. Chakram back in 1 second. It's going to be close. They won't go for it.
So TB just saying, hey, you guys do whatever the heck you want. I'm going to take this.
Split pushing mid.
I'm going to take this middle tower. He's like, you know, I've been the off laner in that scenario. It's like, guys, get over here, kill this guy. But it's like, dude, I'm just focusing towers. Like, Jenkins, cool off, man.
Dude, I love playing TB and just like popping that and destroying like 3,000 different buildings.
There's just so much like attention somewhere else.
Yeah,
and you just.
It was like you have this one big fight happening like bottom lane. You take like tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 in the top lane.
Yeah.
Time. It's like it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. It's like, don't worry, guys.
We got this.
I'm raxing them.
Sunder's available. Has no Manta style, so they get off a good stun onto the Death Prophet.
Nice
Sunder.
Sunder.
And he's just blown away. They will get KDC out of this. Luki still has his borrowed time. And City's going to get dropped down. Solar's going to back up for now. They're going to Hurricane Pike Bunny away. They have PSSS.
But on
Spinner's
Radiant's
trying to fight him.
work.
Yeah, it's doing some serious damage here. There's the borrowed time. They need to get out. They're all super low. They have no Sunder. This is a big fight coming out for the Radiant team. They might even find this Terrorblade if they can. They have the Spectral Dagger. December doesn't use it for some reason. I'm not sure why he's holding on to it for so long. Maybe he couldn't get him. Maybe he was fogged up, but he could have used it earlier.
I think it was a little bit of fog.
They hold their racks. They keep that alive at the very least. It's clear that this Abaddon is starting to become a problem with the Radiance, and now that BKB is actually looking pretty good for Bunny, but he is still going to get the Manta first and foremost. I'm surprised there's no BKB for the DK. He's going to go for an SNY instead.
Yeah, I guess looking to just tank all the spells for his TB. You know, he gets a BKB, he's not going to be able to do that. Although TB's going to have his BKB at some point, but not until he gets the Manta. So maybe they're going to sync up their BKB timings and really push with that. You know, sort of thing. Yeah. Although, yeah, like you said, there's Abaddon really coming online at this point.
I mean, they lost their Death Prophet in that fight, and, you know, of course the Spectre doesn't have anything. He's close to Battle Fury, but...
Although, one thing about Spectre that is very useful is that the Desolate reduces vision by 70%. So when you press that Haunt, they basically have no vision. Like, it's almost impossible to see anything. And if they don't have wards down, like especially on, you know, a chase out like that, they're obviously not going to have wards just in the enemy jungle. They're going to have it in the enemy base. So that vision reduction is still going to be very effective in team fights, despite Spectre being kind of useless otherwise. He's going for a Battle Fury, too. That's interesting. I would imagine like a Diffusal might be...
He's been going for this Battle Fury for a good 10 minutes, I would say. And he's getting closer and closer. In fact, in the next few minutes, he should have it, as he's very close to getting that amount of money. In the meantime, bottom lane, Luki getting kind of run at by this Terrorblade, who now has his Manta style done, and now working on a Scotty, interestingly enough. And as long as he's tanky, it doesn't matter one way or another whether he has a BKB or just a Scotty or something. As long as he can stay alive against the Abaddon, that's fine.
Yeah. The raw HP really. We talked about in the last game when the Brood went for the drums. Basically, you know, you want to have enough HP that you can survive until you can kill the Abaddon finally. You know?
ESS in trouble. They were trying to chase him. They couldn't quite find him. Now Ergonomics the one getting caught. Exorcism will go. And Ergonomics is dead. He did steal the Exorcism, not that it really matters.
For a very brief period, he made
he had it for maybe 2 seconds, probably less
Nice
than that.
hook on the DK.
This is a really good fight all of a sudden for the Radiant team. KDC is going to get dropped. They have their Spirit Vessel, more than enough damage. That is a second kill that they shouldn't have given away, but they do. In McMaster, they use the Exorcism. Yeah, they don't get too much else out of it besides those 2 kills. Maybe they could think about Roche, but Exorcism is pretty much already done at this point.
Dude.
Yeah,
my boy, Luki bringing it back.
Yeah, they're kind of they're hanging in there. It was once like a 6K lead. It is now 3,000 for Cornell. Yes, this Terrorblade is getting farmed. They've lost KDC like 3 times in a row, though. He's starting to really fall behind. In fact, the Death Prophet now is more net worth than he does.
Yeah, wouldn't imagine that happening early game.
No, it looked real good for him. Solar is up to 9.2K, but this
he has no. Solar has no Bloodstone, so he's not that kind of scary snowbally Timber that we're used to, you know. He's almost a support. Well, I mean, he's not a support, but he's not going to scale as well as you would hope your Timber Saw would scale with such a laning stage, you know.
Smoke, now that Exorcism is down, they're going to move together as a team. They could even check Roche. Bunny can head in there. They could try to go for it if they would like. Against the Abaddon and Haunt could be pretty troublesome. Radiant Rune will spot the fact that the Terrorblade went into Roche. This was the issue. He didn't smoke with his team. They missed smoke. They didn't time it right, and that now they have to deal with the Radiant pushing in and trying to contest this. The flare will fly through, and now they'll know 100% that he's in there.
Ooh,
and they're doing
you got to be careful against a Clockwork.
This is very dangerous, and in fact, they're going to back up. Bunny's taking a lot of damage.
They're blocking the Clock Hook really beautifully here.
But Bunny is not in there anymore. This is a problem. On the other side, Death Prophet's still actually 36 seconds. If they can wait 35 seconds, they can take this fight, and I think that could be the turning point for McMaster. They need to be very careful here. Abaddon has been reflected, but again, he still has his borrowed time to work with, obviously. He even has the Talisman of Evasion. The DK is just in doing Roche on his own, and of course, it's not going nearly fast enough.
Slow.
They will wave it and help him out a little bit, but he's taking a lot of damage down. This is a problem.
So dangerous.
I think this is a very bad idea for BRB, but if they leave the Roche pit, it could just be taken. Bunny is back in. He still has his meta. He's using it now. He actually just popped it. They have swapped.
Clock's got a good angle. Clock's got a really good angle.
They're going to try to fight this. They've got the telekinesis. Exorcism is about to be up. Good silence onto 2. And Luki still has the borrowed time.
I think
now
McMaster
chasing
wins this
down.
fight.
Yep, they're going to get this kill onto 1. Good Sunder, but now the borrowed time comes out, and Bunny is in trouble. He's going to get caught. He has a force and 10. Mantis Style's available. They're going to get 2 kills. They're about to find a 3rd. This is huge for the Radiant team. They get some big kills. This will turn into Roshan as well.
They can just take Roche.
They've got the Exorcism. They'll get a 4th kill. That was not the right move from Cornell. Taking that or trying to take that Roshan was desperate, it looked like, and now McMaster is absolutely livid, or rather loving this, excuse me, and getting Aegis. Wow.
Can you get so excited that you become livid? Because
yeah, I would, because I
would
would be upset that they threw it that hard.
You would. You're not lying. I know you would.
I mean,
so,
like, I don't understand.
I feel like in this game, they might feel a little bit more pressured than we know that they aren't, because they lost a bunch of fights. So despite the gold looking one way, we're not in the game feeling like you don't know.
Pressure, the momentum.
Yeah, the voice, like depending on what their teammates sound like, you can feel a lot more pressure too. If somebody sounds like really depressed that they were really owning in the early game, they were sure of the game. There's a whole lot of factors, and I imagine it was mostly a psychological.
Swap back into Solar. There's the match missile. They've got the hook shot coming in. They've already taken him down. He has buyback available. Good stomp. They needed an Earth Splitter. I don't think they have, though. Good free fire. December's getting low. He might lose the Aegis. They're turning this fight around. Luki borrowed time is going to go. They need to get high in. They dusted him up. No, he's still there. PSS can't chase him down. Instead, they're going to have to turn into Luki. Ergonomics is getting low. He's got the Aphotic Shield stolen, but he'll get dropped down. Bunny has no meta. He's got the Sunder available, but he won't need to use it. Breed Fire comes out. That's a big kill. They want more. December's Aegis is gone, but they have no way to catch him out. That's 2 big kills going the way of Cornell, but now Venar's going to use the Clockwork Cogs and stop them from going any further. So they will hold for now, and that was Aegis used.
I didn't realize the Spectre had the Aegis. I thought they were just going to blow the Spectre up right at the start of the fight. I was going to say, like, that's so bad.
If they got the Death Prophet, that would have been a huge fight for them.
Yeah,
they were not able to get it, and that means he's able to get to his Octarine Core here in the next few minutes.
At least they got Luki. He has been evasive this game, to say the least.
That was without meta, too, but I guess it was also without the Exorcism amp.
That was like a 5-man reflection, 5-man stomp. That was such a nice stomp.
Can you imagine if he had Earth Splitter? They would have all died. He didn't have it up.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Although, yeah, I'm kind of not feeling the Timber right now, like the impact of the Timber. I really feel that he has fallen off without going for this Bloodstone build, and obviously he pressured a lot early, and I mean, boy, was he applying pressure, constantly catching people out with the Yules. But that's kind of the unfortunate part about going for this sort of build, is that without the Bloodstone at this point, he dies. He's got a 60-second respawn timer.
Yeah.
You know, he's not constantly that. He can't do that thing where you would like to do with the Timber. You would go in, act like an idiot, get yourself killed, be that frontline tank. Really, the semi-carry in Timber is the fact that he can tank things. Without the Bloodstone, it's very dangerous. You're not as tanky.
He's not farming nearly as much as you would expect from a Bloodstone.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, exactly. Like with a Bloodstone, you can just go through, like, cut down every single camp, every single creep wave, split push your, to your heart's content.
One thing we haven't talked about either, really, is this Spectre getting to the late game. He's got a Battle Fury, goes for the Blade Fury, working on a Heart now into an Abyssal Blade afterwards, which means he becomes a lot harder to deal with. As the game progresses, especially once you hit the level 3 Haunt, you start doing a lot of damage as a Spectre, even without that many items. And this is before he's
actually coming online.
And
we didn't think it would happen.
DK finally realizes, I need a BKB. He was going for SNY for the longest time. He couldn't get it. He's died 4 or 5 times in a row, and that has really set him back. So both him and Solar are really in trouble in this game for Cornell.
They have fallen off. This is like the definition of falling off, just due to fighting a little too much when maybe you should be farming. I mean, it's a hard balance to strike, though. Like, to know that it's like you should be hitting creeps because you want to fight with your team. You don't want your team to die without you. That can make you feel like the biggest idiot in Dota is if your team dies and you're just hitting creeps, you know. But there's some times where you just maybe it's not best to take fights or to just let your team die and go hit creeps or go clear a stack of agents or something like that.
Exactly.
And get a little bit better chances of winning in the late game with better items. The hard balance, like it's definitely not easy.
Luki, he's working on now an Assault Cuirass. BKB has been picked up for high-end, so instead of finishing off the Octarine core, he will go into a different direction. He personally picked up the Glimmer Cape. I don't know if we talked about this. He used it on himself in that last fight. I thought his teammate did, but worked out pretty well. They're going to try to chase. There's the Ulcer, but again, he has this BKB. He's going to turn it on probably and try to fight. Spirit Siphon coming in. Exorcism is available. He will use it. That is Solar dead. KDC now in trouble as well. He pops his own BKB, but where's the damage? Bunny's up. Luki, though, he still has his borrowed time, I believe. He hasn't even used it yet. There's used the Sunder, but Bunny in trouble. He has no Force Staff, and they're going to get this kill. They will force him down with PSSS. That actually gets him out of trouble, but KDC getting blown up by high end on the Death Prophet with the Exorcism with the Spirit Siphon. It's 3 dead for Cornell, and they are starting to really lose control of this game. That 7K net worth advantage now going the way of McMaster. They'll take
they can find the
tower. They have found him. The Yule Scepter comes in. They've got the cogs. He will get forced out for now, but he's still in trouble. He gets killed. A double for high end. He has no meta now. Dead for 68 seconds. This could be a tier 2 and potentially a lot more from McMaster. That is a huge fight now, an 8K lead, and the comeback almost complete here for them on this Radiant team.
I can't believe they're doing it again. I can't believe they're doing this.
There's no way that this should have happened the way that it did.
The same thing with the Abaddon. Oh God, the confidence though, first phasing it. I mean, it's not over yet. It's not over yet. It just looks. I mean, you're dealing with it.
It's pretty exceptional.
You're dealing with an Abaddon Spectre DP late game though, with Timber and with a DK that aren't scaling. It's TB versus the world.
Yeah, it pretty much is, and he just doesn't do enough damage. And he was trying to fight Luki, but how do you deal with borrowed time?
You just have the borrowed time to counter the Sunder.
There's no way you can deal with it. They have somebody found. It's going to be Bryn City. Who cares? They already got the racks. Everybody else is getting out at this point. Maybe Vinar gets caught by Solar, but he misses the Timber Chain, so maybe not even. The Reflection will come out. The Chakram will miss. They use the Shiva's Guard. That is Vinar with a Shiva's Guard and a Spirit Vessel. This is a pretty rich clockwork for the most part.
One thing I do want to talk about as he's actually getting hunted down here by this Timber. Timber's not careful. He's got backup.
Yeah, Baden's here. He's not really that much IHP. Yeah, they're just gonna leave.
See you later,
Nobody
Vinar.
else is there. They all TP'd home, so he's just dead.
Yeah, well, Block taking one for the team.
Oh, God, that's so silly.
Oh, this is taking so long. He's still alive.
Actually, I think he Spirit Vesseled and he was actually just alive forever.
Yeah, you know, actually, that's one thing I do want to talk about. The Spirit Vessel has been working absolute wonders versus the Timbersaw Reactive Armor and the DK Dragon Blood. That is one issue with picking 2 of these heroes on the same team that are tanky because of regen.
Yeah.
Spirit Vessel doesn't care about regen.
It owns it.
It just completely crushes these heroes, and they have high HP pools too.
Quite the item, let me tell you.
It is an item, that is for
like
sure.
It's actually one of the best items in the game, I'm sure.
You see, I knew there was an issue when they added an upgrade to Urn, because Urn is one of the best items in Dota. And I'm talking next to Boots, next to Womp, next to TP Scroll. Urn is still good.
Especially in this meta, when you fight so early so often, Urn actually makes it so significant, I think.
Yeah, damn. I mean, Urn is really good in the fighting modes.
All right, Cornell, they're going to try for a push into the bottom lane. I don't think they're going to really actually go for this, but...
Man, are they just saying screw it?
I would at this point. You're down 12K, you've lost racks. Try to get something with meta. I mean... Here we go.
Do they have TPs? The DP has no TP. DP has no TP. That
they might get this rack slam. They have glyph, yeah. So
DP's just gonna
go
try to
rack. She's gonna try to get maybe the into the base and get a TP. No, he has TP's just on cooldown.
It's on cooldown.
He has exorcism if he wants to go for the rack's middle, but they've taken the rack's bottom.
Oh no.
They swap back KDC though. He's gonna BKB. He'll go for the TP. I don't think they have hookshot, don't they?
Yeah,
That was not the play, KDC.
Well, it's hard when there's a bunch of BKB piercing cancellations. He's doing a good job fighting this, although TB comes in. Maybe that's a mistake from TB.
He's fine. He'll get forced away. They can't chase him.
He's got his own force too.
So making a mistake where you forget about the BKB piercing stun of hookshot and...
Yeah, I mean, that's still okay. I mean, they got racks, though. Like that's I mean, they're totally happy with that. Although this is a TB that looks like
this Terrorblade might
die.
be dead, yeah. He has no buyback either.
He can Manta and he can pop
Sunder. He didn't get it off. He sundered himself. He sundered an illusion. That is...
Because the TB illusions are so big and the Spectre's so small. That sucks.
He might have been dead anyway, to be fair.
No buyback. Probably, maybe he can kill a Spectre, though, with the damage that he has.
They just got a lot of gold from getting that Rax, and now all of a sudden it's probably going to be evened up, or not evened up, but they're gonna lose even more because the Exorcism is up for the Death Prophet.
It's
They're
up,
going to take
yeah.
this tier 3 tower. More than likely, there's not really any way you can contest this. The DK is still dead for 20. Even when he's alive, he won't have his Elder Dragon form for 30
I
seconds.
think they just get Megas here. I mean, their strongest hero is dead for 50 seconds.
You just pop Exorcism, you take the full set of racks and more.
I feel like they maybe just... Okay, never mind. He's going to use it now. I guess they'll have it for both.
Good
And he's just going to BKB.
This thing will die. They steal Exorcism, but I don't think it really matters because this is just a dead ergonomics. It is. Earthsplitter comes out, almost getting Prince City, but he'll survive for now. The Spirit Vessel will probably take him down.
Oh, he's got the Abaddon.
He's got the
Save your
Aquatic
friend!
Shield.
What are you
He's
doing?
fine.
Save
He's
him!
fine. They get the Solar. That's bigger.
No. Yeah.
And Timbersaw has to buy back.
Buys back?
Where's the Death Prophet, though? She's already up top working on the other set of racks.
She is ratting.
She is very low, though. Needs to be careful.
Blinks
They're going to try
away.
to turn, though. They're going to look for this fight onto KDC. Solar getting low. He might die back. He will. That is a dieback. And KDC pops the BKB. I think he still has his buyback at this point, but if he doesn't have Elder Dragon form, it's not going to matter. Spectre is going in as a full heart. He has Blade Mail. Of course, the Terrorblade is back up in 3, but it's not going to be close enough. Lukey gets a double kill. The comeback is complete.
I mean, they can't fight without Timber.
McMaster.
They don't have meta either for...
They're going to try to defend. It's not
Does
over yet.
Lukey have ulti? No, he does not have ulti.
4 versus 2, but everybody's low on the Radiant team.
Okay.
No borrowed time for another 18. Just back up now. You don't need to get Megas just yet, but...
They're pinging it. They're pinging it.
Are they going to go? The
They
Heart's
go for
regenning
it.
for December. He's going to run right back in and try to find PSS. He wants the melee racks. He'll avoid the
And they
stomp
get
first
it.
and foremost. There's the meta coming out. DK has to buy back,
Force
but
DK
again, no
buyback.
Elder Dragon form. They're looking for the bat, and he's got borrowed time. He just got it off in time, and now he's running right back in. They're not focusing. There's the hook shot coming through. They'll take down the Spectre, but it's already done. Mega Creeps will go the way of the Radiant.
Albert the TV.
And McMaster are
He's gonna try
that
to
much
deny.
closer to taking this series and going up 2 series. In fact, getting 2 wins in this Aghanims division.
Dude, they just 2-1 everybody.
I cannot believe they won these last 2 games.
You know what they probably do? They probably say, like, we don't need to win with Abaddon.
And then they have to
and then
win
they
with
lose,
Abaddon.
and then they pick Abaddon.
All right, Texas Tech, you guys are playing him next. Let me give you a hint. Ban Abaddon.
Got some info for you
Some
guys.
inside information. I'm sure he plays other heroes.
Oh, he
but
does. He does for sure. It's just so funny to see this.
I mean, this
Same story,
This
both
Abaddon
games.
was so good that I think warrants a first phase ban because they'll pick it first phase anyway, one way or the other.
It's clearly a comfort hero for him.
He just gets phase, he gets Midas, and then he becomes this giant force to be reckoned with, and you can't kill him. You cannot burst Abaddon down one way or another. He's going to be a nuisance in these fights.
Yeah, I mean they really need to do a better job at shutting this hero down in the early game. I mean it's totally possible. That's where I think Abaddon is weak is in the early game. He can really punish him in the laning phase. You know, since the Shrine nerf, he's really never been the same in the off lane with the ability to use that Shrine before 5 minutes.
Yeah.
They're just going for a death push. They're saying, screw it. All right, guys, we're gonna end the game.
I mean, they're trying. It's not going to be easy. They have the telekinesis. The Abaddon, again, has borrowed time, though. They have buybacks. They're not going to use them, obviously. Meta is still down for 59 seconds. This is unfortunate. Exorcism will come in. Good silence. The BKB is popped. High End is going to try to fight this. December is in. He's already used the Haunt. They'll find a kill onto the Rubik. Next will be Bunny if they can chase him down. Shiva's Guard is
Got
there
Thunder.
along with the Spirit Vessel, taking him and chunking him, and it should be enough with Vinar actually just running at him. They will get the Sunder off, though, in time, and that will maybe bring down the clock, but it's already 2 dead. Pretty good Earth Splitter, though, for the most part. Solar is about to get 2 kills. He can't quite get High End, who will get dropped down, swap back. Reflection. Bunny is somehow still alive. PSS is nearby, has a force in 1. He might use it. He actually does. Pushes him away. Can't get him to the low ground. He pushes himself, though, as his Hurricane
Ooh,
Bike
nice
was
juke
back
into the
off
river.
cooldown. There's even a regen rune. He has meta in 20. He doesn't pick up the regen for whatever reason. I think it's because they have to run back home as their base is getting hit up by creeps.
Oh God, he has to go, dude.
They have no glyph.
Oops.
Siege creeps are doing some work. They'll TP back PSSS. But I think if you just run down mid if you're McMaster, you could probably finish the game, to be honest.
I think so too.
They're probably going to try to do it. December is back up and ready to go.
Well, I mean, it's just a Spectre. I don't know. I don't know if you do it with a Spectre.
Yeah, probably not. If you had Haunt,
If you had an
Abaddon.
Abaddon just runs to the base, pops the ulti, laughs as he's
I mean,
taking
they're
your
barely
phone.
surviving against these megas. Here comes the Spectral Dagger, and now Bunny has to go regen, and December will hit the base at this point, the Ancient. And they
look at the damage!
missile, Elder Titan, he's going to die.
He's
Potentially
gonna
the
die.
creeps, the range creeps will do enough damage. And that might be it. GG will
That's
be
it.
called momentarily, as it will be McMaster taking the second or third game of this series, and now going up 2-0 in the group stages.
Oh man.
I can't believe they actually won that series. They were down like 7K at the beginning of this game, and then the Cornell Big Red Bears made some interesting decisions with regards to Roche. They felt
Yeah.
pressured, like we talked about, and they kind of just I